thank you. You're far too kind. Yeah. Ready? Can I get an encore? Do you want more? Cook and roll with the Brooklyn boys. So for one last time, I need y'all to roll. Yeah. Now what the hell are you waiting for? After me, there should be no more. So for one last time, nigga, make some noise. Get him, Jay. Who you know fresher than whole? Riddle me that. The rest of y'all know where I'm lurking, yeah. Can't none of y'all mirror me back. Yeah, hear me rap, it's like hand G rapping his prime. I'm young H.O., raps Grateful Dead.
It's bringing me back, man.
Oh, yeah. I'm in Boeing Jets, Global Express. Out the country, but the blueberries still connect. On the low, but the yacht got a triple deck. But when you young, what the fuck you expect? Yep. Grand opening, grand closing. Goddamn your manhole, crack the can open again. Who you gonna find open ahead with no pen? Just draw inspiration. Who you gonna see you can't replace him with cheap imitations of these generations?
I remember getting this track on LimeWire, son.
Napster, yo.
Napster, LimeWire, Bear Share. Crosswire, dude.
All right, I'm sorry, Chester. All right, way off topic, motherfucking radio. What is going on, everybody? What's up, Justin?
What's going on, man? Happy to be on. Happy to hear a little Jay-Z and a little OG Linkin Park. We're getting old when that's what mommy and daddies make babies to. I'm excited. I'm gonna probably try to really embrace the off-topic part of this to its fullest. I'm fresh off a Westworld Lime stream where I was pretty off-topic on that as well with some technical issues. Didn't find my footing, but I am here for you. I'm excited. You played some Jay-Z for me after I changed my song about 18 times. So.
It's all good, brother. I mean, whatever, just say like it's Peasant. It's like we literally will sit there for like 5 minutes, like throwing songs back and forth, and then once we like get all excited about a song, it's like okay, there it is, and it usually just sets the mood. You know what I mean? It sets the tone for, all right, cool. Now I'm feeling good. Now I'm feeling good.
Well, I think people are just they're. I was thinking, I'm like, because I love like I said, like some like pretty like sappy shit. Like even though I was like a club DJ, like I love some fucking like John Taylor and some freaking even Elton John and just some like fucking like Eagles and stuff like that. And I was
favorite
like,
Eagles song. Go.
Let's probably that's a little. It's not Hotel California. Take It Easy. I'll say Take It Easy.
Rock and roll, man. Yeah, take it easy.
Back in my smoking days, I used to be lighting one up on the way to go wait some tables at Ruby Tuesdays, and I'd be listening to some Eagles. But yeah, people are probably going to think, he must have loved Jay-Z, he must have loved Linkin Park. I like them both. I really loved Linkin Park, but, I just wanted to hear the song right then. It was Jelly Roll a minute before that.
Yeah, which I never heard, which I'm probably going to check out. And then I was telling you about, the Mike Shinoda stuff, which, for everybody who are Linkin Park fans out there, new album coming out, Mike Shinoda, the rapper guy, for you guys that don't know Linkin Park that well. It's coming out June 16th. So definitely, if you go to MikeShinoda.com, pre-order it. He's going to, sign some paintings and stuff for you, and you a whole lot of perks to do that. And I believe all the proceeds is going towards Chester's charity. And also the music is deep as shit, just deep as shit. And it's funny. Shout out to Mike. You know who you are out there, buddy. We when we went to St. Pete together to watch to see the first IndyCar race of the season. We both said that, I bet you Mike is going to come out with something real soon, and it's going to be really deep because, what do musicians draw inspiration from, and it's their outlet, right? So, he's definitely using that outlet, and it's just good stuff, man. Really good stuff.
Yeah, it's escapism, man. That's what I've been I started my channel off as the idea was a podcast, and we can get into that a little later, but it's definitely not a podcast anymore, and it didn't stay one for long. But you know, I've been playing around with the idea of starting with some other content creators, a podcast that talks about like real life shit, like politics, current events, like that stuff that like we're not supposed to talk about. Like when I was partnered with BBTV, they're like, don't talk politics and all that, and it's just usually it's nothing but risk. But it's like the reason that we do like the reason I do what I do is for escapism. Like I'm well aware, I'm very involved in like what's going on, but it's like I escape in the Westworld, I escape in the Game of Thrones. Like I think every content creator that's as passionate and takes time like we do, it's like there's a reason why we're doing it, and it's like I think there's very few people that actually. I think a lot of people might have the perception that the people are just nerds or like sitting in a basement ignoring like the detached from life. It's like no, it's like this is for everybody. This is for all of us to just sit back and say, I don't want to hear about fucking Trump. I don't want to hear about whatever fucking terrible thing just happened, whatever horrible, tragic thing just went down for at least a few hours. You know what I mean? I need a breather.
Yeah, and like honestly, like I haven't watched a real mainstream news. I mean, unless it's being played on the alternative, news sites that or channels that I actually do subscribe to, like Steven. I can never say his last name right. Bald guy.
Oh, you talking about he's Canadian?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Stefan
I know
Molyneux.
who. Yes.
Stefan Molyneux. That's where it is. Like, I mean, I don't care. I don't follow politics that well. I don't care about Trump or anything like that. I don't give two shits. Um, and as far as religion, I just don't even touch it. There's no reason to.
Religion is a foolish answer to a foolish question. Peaky Blinders, good quote.
I love it.
I'm not to down on anybody who is religious.
No.
But no, I get what you're saying. I don't, I mean, our news cycle is we receive news through algorithm, and it creates an echo chamber. I did an experiment with on my phone. I unsynced it from my iPad, and I started not clicking on CNN, and I started like clicking on more far right stuff just to see how my news feed would differ from my regular news feed. It's just like they cater to what you want. You only hear it, only reinforces what you already want to believe. You have to actively these days go out and seek not only mainstream sources, but you have to just go to multiple sources that aren't mainstream, because it's an echo chamber.
Full of trigger words.
Yeah, I'm not going to get into Trump, but I'll tell you what. I mean, it disgusts me that he's our president, just because how stupid the dude is. But but that being said, I don't think everything that happens during his administration is just the dumbest thing in the world, because that's not how things work in real life. But if you just click on CNN all day, that's all you're going to get. And then Fox News is just going to give you the reversal.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you really got to actively seep out, information. You have to actively almost go against what you want to hear, and that's not human nature. So there's so many people that it's just reinforce what you think. It's like, Trump's going down today. If you are only looking at left-wing sites, your newsfeed is just going to be full of stuff that looks like it's the last day of his presidency. If you go to right-wing stuff, it's just going to be talking about how he's doing good for the infrastructure or some shit. You know what I mean? It's a bad situation, and we've created these media sources that are just it's toxic, man. It just makes everybody hate each other.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
I'm sure people are going to hate that I said I think he's a fucking dumb guy. He wasn't even a successful businessman. He's good at branding himself. You know what I mean? I'm just sorry. I mean, he's just not intelligent. I mean, I'm sure he's fine.
And
he's
it just goes to show you how he became the one is he just knows how the system works and exploits it. And and on that part, good on you, I guess. You know?
Well, it's a classic example of something that hopefully we'll learn from, because now I can't remember a time that everybody was so actively involved in like minute like details of like the government, which is good, and people that are aware of midterm elections and special elections, and it's everybody wanted something that, oh, we don't want another politician. It's like, well, okay, I understand you don't want the Washington norm that's bought out by lobbyists and all that, but you have to still. I was warning family members about this who are way Democrat. I grew up in Detroit. My dad was in a union.
Philly, blue collar. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I know exactly what you mean.
I'm fiscally conservative, but I'm when it comes to social issues, I'm very liberal. So, anyways, I was warning people though. I'm like, don't. Say that, oh, it's a good change. It's like, because yes, you might not want the straight line, Hillary's or whatever, the people that have been there forever and are just going to keep, towing the line and, go into their special interests. But you do need somebody that's a bureaucrat and a politician, even though it sounds bad, because they have to know how to grind it out to get something done.
Right.
Somebody like Trump, business is, you can't run it's macro and microeconomics, motherfuckers. Even if he was a good businessman, want to know who's a good businessman? Hoover. That's Hooverville. That was the Great Depression. All right. It doesn't translate. And he's not even a good businessman. He just made a show that said he was, and we can get into that. Wanted to talk about content creation and how people just this idea gets out that somebody is talented or somebody is intelligent or somebody is good at what they do, and it just sticks. They're like, well, that's the best guy out there for this, and it's like, I don't know where you're getting that. That idea spawned from some fucking black hole, and it just sometimes it runs. But yeah, I mean, I think it should show us that we definitely need a change, but that change was too drastic.
and like, honestly, I think Elon Musk has the best quote ever. The president is the captain of a large ship with a very small rudder. So people really need to take that literally. Like, stop worrying about it so much, because there ain't much that small rudder can do to make that ship turn anywhere. You see what I'm saying? Like, and okay, fine. If he changed a little something here and there, big deal. The next guy comes in, it's not, just off with its head, something new. And not getting too far deep into the whole political world and everything, nothing will ever change until we have a third party system up in running, at least in Congress and the Senate, and that's really where, things happen in this country is through the Congress and the Senate, and they're lifers, you know what I mean? So basically, why on earth would you create career suicide by going against your own party? And that's the problem. And that, until we get three parties up in there that that we have more different votes going on different things, instead of just towing what your company line is, whether you agree with it or not. That's when real change will happen in this country, I do believe. And that's as far as I'll go with that. Do you agree or disagree?
Yeah, I mean, the two-party system, I mean, it's an illusion of freedom. They're creating the conversation and making the constraints in which we can have that conversation, that debate in, with limited options, and then they call it freedom. That's when you get Trump in, because people hated Hillary, which I voted for it, but I mean, like, it was just because she's not Trump, but she ran the worst fucking campaign ever. She deserved to lose because she lost to him. It's another thing to lose to, like, Barack Obama. It's another thing to lose to a John McCain if he would have won. Those are valid candidates. You lost to an ass clown. You dropped the ball. Shut up.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But yeah, it's an illusion of freedom. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, there's no easy way out of it. Yeah, I don't want to talk any more politics either, but I am out there for any content creators, and we got some big names, I won't mention them, that we're in talks with about doing it. It's risky for people, so people got to have balls to do it, but we want to not argue things. We want to talk about issues and how we feel, just because, I'm calling it Beyond the Fandom right now. It's a working title, but I think that people, there's a reason why we do this, and we'll get into the fun part in a minute here, but there's a reason why we create content, and it's that escapism, and the content we create reflects the times. The more,
Couldn't said it better myself, man. And on that, I think we'll jump out of the political realm because I think uh, yeah, exactly. I mean, because
Poison.
And it's just butt heads, butt heads, butt heads, butt heads, and the last thing I'll say is like me personally, like I like a little bit over here, and not a little bit over here. I like a little bit over here, but not a little bit over here. So I don't know where the hell I stand. So I don't vote. That's why I don't vote. I kind of adopt the whole Carlin thing about not voting. It's like, oh, well, then you don't have a chance to, or you don't you're not allowed to bitch and complain because you didn't vote. I'm like, no, yes, I do. I didn't vote on anybody of them, and so I have every reason to bitch. You have no right to bitch because you know what I'm saying? So, but that was Carlin, and Carlin goes way too deep sometimes. I think he was a little bit far off the rocker on that one, but it did make sense a little bit.
Carlin, in theory, is very, very good. That's all I'll say. I love him, but it's not practical.
No, not at all. No, no.
No, it's very hard to live as Carlin would tell you to.
Exactly. Maybe that'll be the new party, the Carlin party. I like it.
Yeah, let's bring it back, man. Whatever.
I'm all about the green party right there. There you go.
No, yeah, that's why, we just got done doing the Westworld stream with AU Pack Mule. I had him on. It's the first time I had him on my channel. Always been a good supportive guy.
Yes,
I refer to him as like the ambassador to content creators because he's in touch and
he's
knows.
the OG.
Yeah, he knows somebody, like he doesn't make too many videos or anything like that, but he he's well informed on all the topics.
Mm-hmm.
But he's got like when he did his 30 stream, which I think turned out to be like 60-day, but 30, live streams. He had me on as when I first started my channel, and it was the first time somebody asked me to come on and talk about me. So hey, I like to talk and I like me, so I was very happy. So I had him on, and I had my buddy Robert in Deep Geek, who he actually worked. As an advisor over there in the UK, and very just intelligent, well-spoken guy.
Really?
Like, oh yeah, but I mean, he's just so great in the streams because like today, if anybody saw the stream, like we had a technical issue and then I got off my balance because I got pissed, so like I go into a rant and he can sit there and take like everything I said and dissect it, and he's got like 3 talking points out of it. He's like, okay, what I'm going to come back at you with is 3 talking main points out of what you said. You covered a lot, and he's just got it. I'm like, damn. I'm like, that's my boy.
He's smart as hell, man. You can just tell by the videos that he makes. He's extremely smart. I love his voice. It's almost calming, and the whole stereotype, the accent that he has, just kind of exudes. He must know what he's talking about.
Yeah, I tell him that all the time, that over here in America he doesn't understand that gives him 100 points to his IQ.
Oh yeah.
Extra points, you know what I mean?
Yep.
But no, he truly he doesn't need the buffer. He knows his stuff, so I enjoy it. There's a lot of people out there that I don't think deserve their success, and he's somebody that is doing pretty well for how long he's been doing it, which isn't that long, and he's growing, and he keeps growing it. But I think he deserves to be up there, far above the people that are on top right now. But that's neither here nor there, my friend. It's YouTube is an odd machine. That's all I've learned. It's an animal. It tries to buck you. That algorithm will buck you, and there's no way to understand why some things are the way they are, and you just kind of got to submit yourself to the chaos.
Yeah, and it's like I watch a lot of Secure Team. Not that I'm a truther or like I'm an alien freak or even think that they're even here. Or I mean, I'm not ignorant enough to think that we're the only thing floating around this crazy universe.
You're not a flat earther though, right?
Fuck no.
Okay, I would end this. I'd be like, dude, you're the best, but no way, I can't do it.
No, and I also believe, yes, we did land on the moon. I hate to tell you something, we did. Yep, there's an Orion orbiter that goes around the moon constantly. Hey, Apollo 15, there's actual pictures, and you could see the little rover tracks on the moon if you like.
It would be harder to fake it at that point with the technology, especially the lighting. It would have been harder. It was easier for them to go to the moon.
Exactly. Thank you.
It's true. There's far more intelligent people than myself that have broken this down. But if anybody knows anything about production work and all that, the technology actually was easier, more available, I guess, not easier for them to actually get to the moon, other than to fake it. There's just search it, Google it, motherfuckers.
Google it.
Yeah.
Google it. Yeah. I mean, like, there's personally, like, my job promotes me to be able to have earbuds in my ear 24 the entire time I'm working, right? So, YouTube, I subscribe to YouTube Red so I can not drain my battery so damn fast. So I try to find a lot of channels that aren't exactly visual, That's why I love, your channel. I listen to a lot of your shows because, I mean, you're on YouTube, you're a talk show, you have guests and all, but I don't need to see what you're talking about to hear what you talk about and understanding and get into it. You know what I'm saying? So you're definitely a channel that I like listening to. Robert's the same thing. I mean, or I should say, In Deep Geek. And I'm hoping to we're gonna have Robert on here one of these days. It's just always a scheduling conflict. That's whenever, like, if he's free, I'm not, and vice versa. But I
had we did dance around each other for quite a while now, and it was my fault. But it's just the way it is. It's so tough to, you only have so much creative energy, and then you get buckled down, and it's like you want to do it, and then I'll be sitting there like, and I'll message you like out of the blue. I'm like, hey, you don't happen to be recording? Because it's like, and I hate it now because I kind of like I'm almost looking at this like the way I used to hate the way that people looked at podcasting when I my original channel concept was a podcast, because I had an idea that I didn't want to get stuck in put in any corner, essentially, like be known as just a Game of Thrones or just a Westworld person, and I thought a podcast was a great way to do that. I couldn't find enough competent people to put together the team I wanted at the point. So like I said, we're working on something new now, but I used to get mad because every content creator, and now a year later, my channel's been on for a year, I'm not huge or anything, but I'm gaining some momentum, and I look at this as like, oh, finally I can loosen up and just go and have a podcast. But I used to get mad because I'd say, people think podcasting is easy. They think you can just go shoot the shit with your friends and it's going to be great. It's not. Nobody wants to hear that shit. You know what I mean? Maybe if you're like a famous person already, and then they like hear you and they've seen you do like a lot of like really structured projects, and then they might want to see you have a few beers. But it might be fun to go and just shoot the shit, but there has to be some type of structures. People have to know especially if, I mean, like this is like kind of the premise of your show, so it is more acceptable for us to kind of just shoot the shit. Like, but you did format the show properly for that. What I wanted was to have intelligent conversations about specific topics, so that meant, like, not that these aren't intelligent but this is more free flowing. You know what I mean? Like, we don't have talking points. But the point is, people have to know. You have to put together a team that not only complements each other, but people have to know like who takes like that talking point. You know what I mean? Like, who's the person that's got the lead on this? Like, it doesn't need to be scripted, but you need the chemistry takes time to build. Some you have it more with other people than others, but I mean, like, you gotta work at it. You can't just be like, oh, time to get drunk and just talk about Game of Thrones. It's like, well, maybe if you've got 100,000 subs, you'll get away with that more. But still, I've seen some super teams of people that put together podcasts, and we've seen how good they've done. Not well. They're going at like 200 subs, when between the groups of these people, they have over like they're nearing over like almost 1 million subs between like groups of them. And then their podcast has like 200 people. You know what I mean? It doesn't translate. I
know exactly who you're talking about, and I agree. 100%.
Well, not even specifically. I'm using some people as an example, but and you can't see the iTunes numbers, obviously. I'm just making a point, and they know it too. I mean, they just love doing it. They do it for fun. But it's just a point that I'm not talking shit. I'm just saying it doesn't translate as well as people think it would. Like, I had an opportunity to work with somebody really big that I collaborated with, and we had a team, and things fell through just for various reasons, and I felt like that was like I lost it. I could have been like, on my road to being full time, and I realized it was a good thing that it didn't work out, because I needed more time to find my own voice and figure out how to do it. I mean, I mean, like, it's a compliment what you said about like, you can listen to a video of mine, and you can get what I'm trying to get across, which you know, that in it, and I'm always trying to improve stuff. And sometimes I do the animations and my visuals. You know, I went to school for production and stuff like that. I do have, you know, I would consider above average skills in it, but it's like if the audio should be able to convey it. You know what I mean? Like that's a testament to it. But I mean, it's hard. It's hard to find. Somebody actually made a comment last night on one of my videos, and I don't 100% agree with them, but I'll tell them what. At least they got balls. It was mean as hell about one of these Westworld videos, how to get Westworld right, and I forget what he said exactly, but he put, you know, what you're saying is correct, but there's a lot of fluff in this video. It seems like you're trying to be like a word count, like as if I was writing an essay. You know, he's like, you 20-minute video should have been 5 minutes. Be concise, and then he put a grade C+, and I was like, you know, I think it deserves a B-. And I loved the comment, and I said, "That's fair. I'm going to give it to you." You know what I mean? He didn't respond anything back. You know,
and you know what? And like just to bring it back, like it's okay not to agree with what you're hearing, but and if you want to and if you want to comment and say that, there's two ways to do it. There's hey shit dick fuck you cocksucker, it's this, and go fuck yourself because you know what you're talking about and I'm the man, so blah 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 blah. It's like, where's your fucking channel, jerk off? You know, so where's your goddamn voice at? Oh, it's in my comments section. Go fuck yourself. You know what I mean? But and then there's another way of to, you know, not agree with somebody, but in a respectful fashion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He was pretty disrespectful, but it was something that is something I could see myself in the past doing, and it's something, like I was saying, I struggle because there's so many different types of YouTubers, especially with Game of Thrones and Westworld and stuff like that. You have your people that are all just energy, hype, and you know, like just they're not really conveying any type of like deep point or are really doing any type of and I'm not saying it's bad or presenting any type of intellectual you know perspective, giving any type of intellectual perspective on it, or analyzing it in any way that is in any means of the word deep. You know, I mean, like they're just saying it was awesome, and people tend to enjoy that. I don't see the quality of that. I don't see but it is what it is. So I fall, because there's like video essays, and then there's theory, opinion videos, you know, and I feel like a lot of people really fall like on the line, and I feel like that's where I fall on the line between, like, am I doing a video essay, which in theory should take me like 2 months to do one if you want to do it right, like every frame of painting, Nerd Writer. Even Wisecrack is a good example of you know, Screen Prism does some. Those are channels that will give you more video essays. Wisecrack are a little bit shorter, but Every Frame of Painting is like the best classic example of a channel that will give you video essays, and they're analyzing this from, you know, like a real, almost as a way as a film student would, or a somebody that's going to be looking at it, you know, really utilizing film theory and talking about the cinematography, the anatomy of the scene, what's happening. You know what I mean? Like really taking a deep look, not just saying it's great or it's shitty. So I follow, like, because I always want to take, like, that's what that Westworld video, I wanted to talk about. It's a philosophical question the show is asking us. It works on all these different levels, but there's so many deeper questions the show asks us that there's really no answer to, but that's what makes it so great. And I saw what he's saying though, like, because when I watched the video when it was done, you know, I'm like, man, I could have cut that short there. You know what I mean? But it's that weird mix of, I'm trying to put out videos on a fairly regular basis. You know, I'm trying to get out like 3 a week. But I'm also not trying to put out fluff pieces about like faceless man theories or about how awesome Game of Thrones season was. Like, it's going to be the best ever. And I don't see any substance in that, but it's riding that fine line between delivering content on a you know, consistent basis, but having substance behind it. And that's why I like Robert, who I work with, because I think he toes that line very well. And it's all about, you know, I've been doing it for about a year now, but I'm still finding my footing. So, like, you know, like, you can do those fluff pieces. Yeah. But, you know, I mean, it gets to you. And, like, that's why, you know, I mean, the guy was a prick, no doubt. But, hey, you want to know what? You know, what he was saying had some truth to it. And I think you got to be able to admit that. I mean, there's some people that I see their comments. There's one woman in particular that for like 3 months straight. She commented on all my videos like right away, but she didn't know that if she deleted the comment that we still see it. If you make a comment on any YouTube video, the creator will always see it, even if you delete it. Like Jen Pooter is this woman's name. She did for like 3 months, like these crazy dumb comments about how I'm real piece of shit and I'm shitty and dumb and all this. And then 36 seconds later, Jen Pooter would delete these comments. So she's a coward. And she's not very smart. And she obviously just has some vendetta against me. It could be another content creator or something, you know. But so she finally got the courage to put a comment and leave it. And then I told her, I was like, you know, we see your comments no matter what. So congratulations on finally, you know, standing by what you said.
Maybe
Jen,
she fell asleep.
I go, it's a rare thing to be a coward and an idiot, you know, all at the same time. Or something like that. It was just ridiculous. Like she would like have comments like it was like Walking Dead episode 2 explained, which I hate those titles, but you have to use them. And she's like, "Where'd you steal that title from?" I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking? Where did I steal that?"
Walking Dead season
2 or 5, episode 3. You know what I mean? Like
Alt Shift X.
I mean, where'd we all steal it from? I mean, like, where'd you get that from? You're the worst.
I mean, I think Grace said it best where it's like, you know, some people get mad that, oh, you stole my idea. It's like, how can you get mad at like a one Game of Thrones creator to another when you're both pulling from the same exact content? You're eventually going to run into the same thoughts or the same content and the same idea about it. That doesn't mean I stole it from you. It's just mean we both read the same shit and we just happen to have the same, the same thoughts about it, right?
Yeah, it's very common. It's a very tough thing to do. I tend to not listen to other content creators or watch other content creators just because it does nothing but fuck with my head because I'm like, oh, I'll feel like I'm copying them.
Subconsciously say something that they have, you know.
Yeah, but you can't worry about that. And it's like there's some motherfuckers on this platform that they think they invented the news. Like they'd go and sue Wall Street Journal or the New York Times or like, hey, this guy's talking about events. That's what I do on my channel. And they think they own time slots. Like, ever hear of fucking like competition? It happens. When we can work together, we do. But sometimes you got to go head to head with people. But yeah, there's some people that really overestimate their importance, their intelligence, and just their self-worth on this platform. I've met a lot of great people, but I met so many garbage people. And these feuds that we see are always the most ridiculous. Even when people have valid points every once in a while, they're always presented in such a shitball, scummy way that I don't even feel bad. I'm like, yeah, that person probably did steal that idea. But you're presenting your argument so bad that I don't even give a fuck anymore. It's just the way it is, man. It's like, and a lot of people also, there's an issue with people talking about doing something for so long, about making a YouTube video about something, and then eventually somebody makes a YouTube video about something to do, especially with Game of Thrones, and then it's their idea was robbed from them. It's like, well, number one, maybe it was. But, you know, it's very likely that your dumb faceless man theory was floating around, and people, you know, they grasped your intelligence, your beautiful idea out of thin air and stole it from you. You had it right there for so many years. I see people, go out and call people out for, like, you know, referencing them if they disagree with something. I've seen crazy allegations of like people saying that this person said something about my theory, now you need to come on my show and defend yourself. It's like, what the fuck is these people thinking? Like, I mean, I don't know what type of bubble some of these content creators live in, man, but it must be grand.
Yeah, I mean, especially like, I hate to tell, I mean, you know, you're a content creator on YouTube, but unfortunately, everything you say is not copywritten. So I can take anything and use it if I want because you can't tell me otherwise because Google owns it, not you, because you chose to put it onto YouTube. And that's the one thing. Excuse me. That's one thing I think a lot of YouTube creators don't actually realize is none of their shit's copywritten. You know, and that's one of the big reasons why I didn't actually realize that until I started, really getting it because I didn't really get into YouTube creator or I mean YouTube like say Game of Thrones, right? That's when I first really got into a lot of YouTube stuff.
Hmm.
Before then, I was just a lot of podcast stuff. So I started, watching a lot of YouTube creator stuff, and and the reason why I love Game of Thrones is just the critical thinking of it, and then the mind bending shit that you could possibly go down, and everything else. And if you wanted to do tinfoil, you can, but I'm not a big fan of that. I'm more interested in like things that like I can learn that happened prior to the story that I'm engaged in right now. I don't want to hear anybody's predictions about what's going to happen. I don't want to hear spoilers of anything. If you do a spoiler of something and you don't claim that it's going to be, and then you do it, you can go fuck yourself. You should really respect other people's wishes of not wanting that, right? So,
I, you know,
you see what I'm saying here, there?
yeah. I'm notorious for hating saying spoiler warning, but I feel that my video's descriptions are clearly speak to what I'm going to be discussing. So, like, if I'm talking about Westworld, revisiting Westworld episodes 1 through 3, I am not going to say fucking spoiler warning for season 1, episodes 1 through 3 because it's in the title. Like, what are you doing here? How do you find yourself here? You know what I mean? Like, how dumb? What chain of idiotic events landed you here without wanting that information? What dumb luck is that? And again, like, yeah, nothing's copyrighted. The only thing that's copyrighted, or not even really, but you can. It is because of the metadata. But if you take straight video clips from somebody else,
right?
Then that is
exactly.
stealing. But number one, half these Game of Thrones YouTubers are opinion. I mean, it is nothing more than like the editorials in a newspaper. It's an opinion.
It's an educated opinion of what you know.
Sometimes educated.
Well, hopefully educated. Well, depending on the channel that you follow. There's channels I don't follow because it's just a bunch of, just flying off the seat of your pants of whatever, And I mean, sometimes I'll listen to it just for a good laugh, or maybe even, who knows, maybe they did get some little, maybe 10% of what they said actually did kind of hit the mark, but the other 90% is so much just, what the fuck are you talking about? Where did you get that from?
Well, that's a good point. Where'd you get that from? And like that's why like my background is I went to school for screenwriting. I wrote more like short one acts and one acts. They're all short. They're one acts. And I wrote a lot of skits and stuff like that. I went to improv school at Second City. Then I also I've done some acting and stuff like that back in the day. And I did production work. And then I ended up working as a DJ and wasted all that for 10 years. And now I'm learning new technology. But anyways, so like my background, I wouldn't say, because it's like, well, what qualifies somebody to be a critic? You know what I mean? It's like, do you have to go to school and learn about, auteur theory and, psychoanalytical, film theory and stuff like that, like look into like every little aspect of, the creation of these projects. No, you don't. There's plenty of great critics that don't have any formal education or whatsoever. But I think it's important to try to inform yourself as much as possible. So it's like, how'd they get to that? Like you said, where'd you get that from? When I'm looking at something, and if I do a theory, which I don't do too many, but my theories are usually going to be based off of like the trends in the narrative, the story arcs, how I see them working, things that I do have experience with on both, recreational and also formal training.
Mm-hmm.
Like I will use what I know. I have a deep, fascination with philosophy and psychology. I think psychology is one of the best things to help people understand like where a plot is going, all that, because you really get in the heads of the characters and you can, you got to know where the writer's going and stuff like that. But you know what I mean? Like, like people hate on Preston Jacobs and stuff like that. They say it's tinfoil. I'm like, well, maybe some of his stuff is like, and a lot of it turned out not to be true, but that's because it just ended up being smarter than the show. At least he provided so many solid points along with his, what he was proposing for the Dornish master plan and in the Littlefinger, like that scheme. Those are all solid, like narrative, like, conceptions that he was coming up with. Like he was understanding the trends and what was going on, and he was analyzing the world George has created in the aspects that had been like showcased, and he formed a very intelligent basis for what he was talking about. It turned out not to happen, but maybe the writers were like, fuck, we should have used that. You know what I mean? Like, but then there's people that are just like, oh man, did you know that Lightbrainer could be special? It's like, yeah, dude, I think we know that. You know what I mean? But hey,
really?
100,000 views in like an hour. They're like, we love it. There's people that just make content, I think just, for the sole purpose. Yeah. And I guess I can't hate because it seems like a lot of people like it. But it does piss you off that it's like, you got to ride that line of like, are you doing something because you think that's what people want to hear? Are you doing it because it's something you're passionate about? And it's hard. You know how it is. It's hard.
There's a big difference. There's a big line between what people want, and if you're creating something based off of what people want, then you have no original thought whatsoever, and you don't. And I'll never say you don't have a right to, record it, post it, and whatever. But here's the thing: this is what I don't get about people who go into comments, like say you were saying, like the lady who likes to, comment really shitty things.
Jen Pooter, I know her name. I just want to throw her out on blast. Coward.
Yep. Jen Cooter. So listen. I don't think Justin, emailed you and shoved his video down your fucking throat. So you have no right to say what you have to say, because, see, that's the biggest problem I have. I didn't make you watch it. You have every right not to watch it. You have every right not to like it too, but you have every right to bounce the fuck out since you don't like it. You know what I mean?
A bigger person will make that, but you can't expect also to be fair. I mean, I appreciate what you're saying, and from a content creator's point of view, like, yeah, that's how we feel. But I also accept the fact that I'm putting myself out on the internet. And, of course. That's the risk you run, and is it the right thing for them to do? No. But a less sympathetic ear or eye, somebody that's doesn't know what it takes to do this, doesn't really give a fuck, and it is what it is. I get far more positive than negative, but like I was talking to Smokescreen about this in YouTube Confidential about how the passion projects, that the videos we put so much time and effort into, they don't ever do as well as the fucking bullshit, as the stuff that I did. Like my biggest video is a video that I did on Winterfell is Lightbrainer theory, which I explicitly say like 18 times in this video. It's not my theory. I was doing it because we had our geophysicist buddy Milt, the real geophysicist, that was coming on to talk about the geology of Winterfell. And this has to do with the hot springs and all that. So I had to make a video to tie in the lore and the mythology. Like you said, you like the stuff that happened off page. And that's the best thing about Game of Thrones. All the most epic events of Song of Ice and Fire happen off screen and off page. It's about the lore. And that's what makes it so great to talk about as a content creator, because you have this world to play in. Exactly. So that's what there really is no tinfoil. As long as, there is tinfoil to me is when people say, or propose some type of theory, and they have like no basis, or they're not basing it like within like how the narrative's been going. They're not basing it off any type of like anything that has any substance. It's just would be cool. It doesn't further the narrative. It doesn't make the story it doesn't make sense, but it would be cool, and it would be shocking if Rhaegar was this person or that person. Wouldn't that be shocking? I'm like, you're building a family tree. You're not making a theory, motherfucker. Yeah. But like it's I don't know what it is, so it's like right towing that line, and then especially people like like Smokescreen and the bigger creators, who I think he's one of the best Game of Thrones people out there. He does do it full time, so he has to bring in money, but he does manage to do it without selling his soul. And I think that's a hard thing to do, because we were just talking about it before we came on about like we just want this not to cost us money, or at least that's what I said. But you were talking about how it costs money to make content. It does.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
From the microphones to the computer to the, I mean, personally, like, I use Podbean to post or to host all of my podcasts, and there's a couple specific reasons. The most specific reason is they have a great app that has a recorder in it, and my main show is the Indie Sports Car Podcast. We're IndyCar Media now. I mean, we've been in the media center for the last 4 years because you can become track media, but now we're finally series media. So instead of me asking the track for credentials, I tell the track we're coming. Just to let you know.
Hmm.
You're right.
Yeah, that's
So
awesome.
yeah, and we're the first podcast to ever get that, because normally we're looked at as freelance media, and freelance media would never get a hard card from the IndyCar series. I don't make a dime. So calling me freelance media is a joke because I don't make a dime. So then we look at it like, okay, we go to 12, 13 races a year. They're all for free, obviously. And if you were to put a monetary value on it, which you can't because you can't buy the access that we have, that's almost how our show does make money, because we're able to, the hotel costs money a little bit, the gas costs money to get out there, but other than that, it's all free. Not really, but the show makes it that, and that's how we look at it. Like, okay, the Indie Sports Car Podcast is providing us to do, and go to, well, what we love to do and our passion, and we're on another level, and on the inside of it, which sometimes it sucks because you learn things you wish you didn't know.
Yeah,
Which,
don't go to the sausage factory type of deal.
what do you mean exactly?
It's just an old like saying, like don't go to the sausage factory because it's like disgusting how it's packaged.
Oh yeah,
Something like,
exactly.
yeah, you don't want to see the, yeah.
Mike Rowe has destroyed mushrooms for me, and
Ah,
lunch meat. Yep, Mike Rowe, Dairy Jobs.
well,
Yeah.
if it's a good enough high, those shit mushrooms might be worth it.
Well, I'm not talking about them,
That was my
but
philosophy back in the day. I'd trip. I wouldn't be able to handle it anymore. I'm getting old. Yeah, I mean,
I'm a
like,
much more. I mean, I'm a bigger fan of acid than mushrooms personally.
oh my God, wow, that's from 1 to 100 right there.
Oh, I'm talking.
I ain't
I'm talking
judging,
about the
but
visuals. To be honest with you.
coming at it hard or not at all. But yeah, I
uh,
mean,
that's
um,
all it is here, brother.
I did my fair share of partying. I was a club DJ for 10 years. But yeah, I mean, like, like my goal for my channel is to, like people like I bring up, like people like Smokescreen, people like Robert that have made a success out of their channel and branded themselves well, and they've done it when maintaining their integrity. I'm not gonna talk shit. I'll praise people. I will never like talk shit about people. But like they do very well. But I think that there's still like so many other people that don't deserve to like have higher numbers than creators like that are out there. And I've got in trouble in the past for just talking about it, because people get mad. But there's something to say for people just wanting regurgitated news, man. I mean, it's not even journalism because you're reporting it after Watchers on the Wall reported it. I just don't get it. And then there's people that think they own that. Somebody stole that idea from them. I'm like, you stole from them. I'm like, what do you think?
What was the one guy? I YouTube forces them down your fucking throat if you watch anything Game of Thrones. I swear to fucking Christ.
A lot of people have an issue with The Last Harpy.
There you go. There he is.
Yeah, see, I in defense, I don't know this guy, and I kind of feel bad for him because you want to know what? There's some guys out there, some people out there that not only do exactly what I just said, just rip blatantly off, secondhand journalism, but their production value is shit as well. The Last Harpy always had decent production value, so I always try to look for a saving grace in a channel. You know what I mean? Like, okay, at least I can appreciate.
I'm not saying he doesn't have production.
Well,
that theme song grabs you right in.
Yeah, he's a universal scapegoat for people, and I think there's a few other people in particular that should be like the main scapegoat. But I mean, like, because he has a saving grace. There's so many that have none. You know what I mean? Like, but he's always people don't.
See, here's the thing. It's like I respect the main YouTube creators that I respect because they make me think. Plus, they teach me because I'm not. I never claimed to be a book reader. I have severe ADHD. I finally got help for it about 8 months ago because it was ruining my life. Like literally, it was taking me 2 hours to leave my fucking house in the morning. You know, because like I would, I have a 3 car long driveway, right? And I'm always like the last one to leave. So like I would probably back up and stop about 20 times and then get
Mhm.
out and because I remembered something and by the time me getting out of my truck running into my house it's gone. It's left
Well,
my head. I don't know what the fuck I'm looking for. So I just
I
grab everything.
what now I just want to mention, are you dropping acid before you go out to your car?
Last time I dropped acid I was 17.
Okay, I'm just saying because that could make that 3 car driveway a little bit harder to navigate. But I also
No, it would it
ADHD. I
would,
know
it
what you're
would
talking
probably
about. Yeah.
make it awesome. That would be a great journey.
Oh yeah, at least it's fun. You ain't at work, but you're like your boss calls you and you're like, "Where are you at, bro? These rabbits in my garden are freaking real, man." He's like, "Those are statues." I'm like, "They're beautiful, motherfucker." He's like, "You need to get to work." I'm like, "You need to shut up. I'll be calling you to apologize tomorrow."
Nice, nice.
Um,
But yeah, I mean, like,
yeah.
so, like, I eventually, I had to break down, go to the doctor, and I got meds for it. And you know what? I walk outside, I get jump in my
Are you
van, I go. It's
Adderall?
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Used properly, it works well.
yeah, I mean, I don't abuse it. Um, I mean, full. Yeah, I have. I'm not saying anything I haven't said before. Maybe you've never heard it before or whatever. But I had football scholarships back in high school.
Hmm.
Nothing crazy. I wasn't going to go pro. I never. I mean, I don't think anybody's ever gone pro from the Gettysburg Bullets. You know what I mean? But hey, it's a free scholarship. I was going to go to
Hmm.
school for free. That's all I looked at it as. If football was my gateway to do it, so be it. Because I'm poor as shit, I'm not going to be able to afford it myself. But then I got shoulder surgery my senior year, and that hurt a lot. So they gave me shit for that. And yeah, 15 years later, if I didn't have the support from my best friend and my wife, I'd still be I'd still be taking it. Now, I would never consider myself a drug addict or anything, but
Well, you don't. Yeah, you don't have to explain yourself, dude. I
no,
mean,
no,
I
no.
mean, like I said, I was a DJ for 10 years. Like, I mean, like part of the reason that I do create content is because it keeps me out of trouble. I mean, like
Sure.
I got real wild with the partying and stuff like that. Yeah, and I mean, shit like that, especially in the prescription. I know all about it. The RX age, it's rough. You know what I mean? Because
I've lost too many friends to it that abuse
yeah.
the shit out of it, man.
I can't. Yeah, I can't even count on
Yeah,
now. Now it's both hands, and it's yeah,
and toes. Tell me about it, man.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
just it's very sad. It's very sad. But I'm glad that I got off of it, and just in time too to realize that my bottom vertebrae is fractured in 3 spots, and all the scar tissue has built up in my spinal canal. So picture your spinal cord running down the jagged edge of the Grand Canyon, right?
Ooh, it sounds nice.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful.
Nice scenic view. Yeah, no, that sounds awful.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for 17 months, I didn't lay down once because I couldn't get it back up. I'd be like a
yeah.
turtle on a shell.
And then once that pain goes away, then the psychological effects of the medicine, which are very beneficial short term because a lot of euphoria and all that, and then it comes that your back don't hurt. I know all about it, man.
Like I
For the
said,
pain at first, but then it's got such
it's
a
to keep the
cycle.
flu away.
Yeah, yeah, it's such a heavy effect on your dopamine and all that it's I mean they got to be able to get something different than that because it's like it's good for everything. It makes everything feel better, and it does. But
It just
yeah,
fucks you up enough to where you don't care you're in pain. Pretty
oh,
much, it doesn't take
pretty
pain
much.
away.
Hey, it takes away emotional pain and physical pain. It's perfect. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
but
it,
yeah, my point being is like I gotten off it, and I'm not the type of person that I couldn't tell you the day. I don't keep track of that shit. I don't think that's healthy to do.
yeah,
Be,
I don't buy into that either.
yeah, because you know what it does? It keeps it fresh on your mind,
Yep.
and the more you think about it, the more you're gonna go back to doing it.
Yeah.
And so I couldn't tell you. It was a few years ago. I know it correlates right when my back started to become what it is, but I wouldn't go back to it. It's been a huge mental struggle not to, because when you're in constant torture every second of your life and you're not getting any sleep and you keep crushing cars after car after car after car after car, something has to change.
Yeah.
I finally found a doctor that prescribes me, what I need. It's non-narcotic, and guess what it does? It helps with my spinal cord not to get caught up on all the scar tissue. Hence, no pain.
Yeah.
Amazing, huh?
That's rough, man. I mean, it's just, yeah, a lot of people were, prescribed a lot of shit, especially they're getting a little better now, but, there's a lot of people that in no way fucked with any drugs that I went to school with and then ended up 6 feet under because of a story that starts off just like yours. And yeah, trust me, I was a DJ for 10 years in Detroit. Worked titty bars on 8 Mile. I've had my fights, so I'm happy I don't have to fight them anymore. But yeah, I mean, like that's what I'm talking about with the escapism and all that. You know, I mean, like there's that beauty in making it is very therapeutic for me. I always wanted to work in entertainment. I became a DJ for the fact of I was waiting tables, and this guy was like, "Hey, you want to be a DJ?" I was like, "Nope." And he's like, "Yeah, you like women and free food and booze?" I'm like, "Yep." I was 20. And then I became proficient. I'm actually fucking spinning. I'm actually fucking beat mixing 3 years later. 6 years later after that, I'm, doing top clubs in Detroit, and I'm working my way into like radio gigs and promotions and stuff like that. And then you realize that, you don't eat so much food anymore, and you drink your dinners and, along with all the other stuff we were just talking about. And, about 10 years of bliss, leads to, a hard reality. So yeah, I got out of that lifestyle, and I've been, my content creation is my, I think I know a lot of other people, I obviously won't name names, that it's very therapeutic for people that have struggled with anything, whether it's, addiction or, any type of, psychological issues or, anything physically, health wise, whatever, mental, and it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? It gives you something positive to work on. And if you can turn that into something, that is profitable, that's great. I got a few Patreons. They pay for my Adobe membership. And when I get more, then I'll be able to get my full Adobe suite. And then I get more, I'll be able to get my camera. You know what I mean?
You put it back into your creating. Yeah, exactly. And that's what's great about Patreon. It's not going to pay the bills, trust me, but it is going to help your production value go up, and which will I guess what's the word, it will help. It'll just give you that extra level of wanting to do it even more. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. I'm trying to figure out the word for it, but
it gives substance to your channel. It'll, whether people appreciate it or not, because that's, I do get a little bit frustrated. Like I said, I'll be real loose on this podcast. Probably regret half I say. All I know is the people I have mentioned by name, I had nothing but nice things to say. So that I'll stick to that. And I won't.
I respect the shit out of Kev from Bridge 4. I met him.
He's a great creator. I don't know him personally. I've talked to him a few times, but I know I like what he does.
Yeah, I mean, like, he's great. It's smart as fucking dude. Like, he's really smart, so like, and I agree with about 80% of what he does, and the 20% I'm like, Kev, I think you maybe not, who knows. But but I love learning about Game of Thrones from the book readers, and then them applying it to the show that I love watching, right? Because I love the show. Season 7, did it piss me off? Yes, it did. Did it drive me nuts? I'm the type of person where, like, I like hyper focus into everything,
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, that can't happen, that's bullshit, yes, it's bullshit. And I like, Don Willie cracks me up with the whole what do you call it, Little Fingers Transport Service.
Yeah, I mean, they broke too many of their own rules, and it's just, you can't, if you say a white can't pass south of the wall, don't have it do it. If you say a white can't swim, don't have the white swimming in the next episode.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like these are things that like I mean there's nitpicking, but then there's just shit that I'm just saying that like I went to school for screenwriting and you have to be consistent. And there's script supervisors on these sets for shit like if the coke's in the right hand in the scene and then they have to like break for the day, they make sure that everything is, consistent and stuff like that. So somebody should have brought up like, hey, like last episode, not even a long time ago, yesterday, we said this. You establish rules for these fantasy worlds. They're fantasy worlds, but everything is, you establish that George is so good at building worlds. So the rules that are established are what they have to then abide by. So it's like, it's very simple not to break the rules. It should be, at least, because you're the one that created them.
Exactly.
So it shows incompetence. It's very disappointing. They just knew. We see what happens with Dan and Dave when they know, because they just know the broad strokes, and that's how narratives go. You have to write. That they knew they had to get a dragon turned, and they knew they had to get the wall down. And they knew they had to get John and Danny together, which they just pretty much were just like, well, just do that. They had no finesse with that.
See, I don't give a shit about John and Danny getting together. I want to know what the goddamn look from Tyrion is. That's all I want to know. That's what I clued into more. I want to know what the hell he looked at. And I've heard different theories about that, which is fine. And I can't prove either one which way. I can choose to I can choose which one I like better or worse, but in the end, I don't have a goddamn clue.
I think it's just essentially an issue of I don't read that deep into it. I think that he just knows it, because you got to think about it. They're facing some pretty sinister shit. Okay, let's just place ourselves in their situation. Some pretty bad shit's going down.
It's about to get a lot
worse. What could cloud that situation? What could make John or Danny do something they might not do? That's a love connection. You know what I mean? It's almost better not to be attached to people so you can think more rationally. That's the only way. I mean, I know there could be more to it, but I just think it's not ideal for them, because number one, it could divide some forces. It could eventually, but essentially you can make the argument that it could combine them just as well. So, but I don't read that much into it. I just think that it's like, oh man, these guys are bumping uglies when we're about to fight a whole bunch of dead people. John might not be able to focus on the battle. I mean, we saw him with Rickon. He's like, hey, I kind of remember that kid. He sucks, but I'll try to save him.
Yeah, it's like you couldn't save him, you dummy. Like, that was the dumbest thing he could have done. But he did it, and that was,
emotional. His emotions grasped him.
Exactly.
The less, that's how I take it. I just think he just sees that, and he's a smart guy, so he's like, hey, doesn't mean it's the end of the world, but it's just not the best. It's better if it doesn't happen. And he's like, I was hoping to bang her too. But what is like, like how they achieved getting the dragon and all that Scooby-Doo fucking mission to go beyond the wall. And they're like, wouldn't it be awesome to have all these people in the same scene? Just make it happen. I mean, it's just so there's no nuance to it. I mean, like I even let him go with the time stuff. I do think that's funny about, I don't know Don really that well, but what you just said is funny. I think that's funny. And there's definitely, everybody has every right to actually get on him for the time shit, because it did play a pretty big factor in the show.
Huge.
For the first few seasons. So it is an issue. I think it's borderline nitpicky, but it's really not, though. I mean, come on. I mean, like a lot of stuff really did revolve around, like getting to some place, like the actual like trek of getting there. Like, look how long it took Arya to get to where she was going. You know what I mean? And look at
look how long it took Ned and the King to get back down to King's Landing from Winterfell. I mean, it was literally half a goddamn book.
Yep, and that's what makes it so engaging and enticing, is because it's like we knew that Catelyn took you learn right away that she takes a boat to King's Landing. You know what I mean? That's how she was able to get there closer to Ned. That makes it just, those are little details, little nuances that makes it so much more interesting. It makes you feel like it's real. So yes, Don Willie, you said, he's every right to slam it, because it's, it does take away from that. It does hurt the story. They're just.
And then the other biggest problem that I had, that Don Willie doesn't have anything to do with this, but I didn't know that dragons could do Mach 4. You know what I mean? Because from what I can tell, Dragonstone is kind of right off of King's Landing, and they're north of the wall, wherever fucking frozen goddamn lake island they found, right? And then all of a sudden, a one night she's there.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, and I mean,
No.
there's
No.
no way that you can convince me that the need to convince Cersei was worth the risk that they took, logistically, strategically. It makes no sense, and that's when we come into things like I kind of credit a lot of us content creators, or I shouldn't say us. I'll give it to other people, even though I think I'm decent. For
No.
we make the
Justin,
story better than it is.
You're too humble. You can call yourself a content creator, man. You are, you know what you're talking about enough to where, trust me, dude. I consider you part of the Game of Thrones content creators, and I do know that I really need to watch Westworld, and I suck at catching up on things when I need to, but I really need to watch Westworld because apparently, the parallels of Westworld and the parallels of Game of Thrones are, it just seems to scratch that itch that's not being scratched right now,
Yeah, I think I think you need to watch it because I've heard Westworld's pretty good. I've been a vocal supporter. I run a goddamn community for it, and my main focus is Westworld.
I've seen.
It's very different though than I would advise people. I think that I hate it when they say it's going to be the next Game of Thrones. It doesn't mean it's going to be better. It doesn't mean it's going to be worse, but it's just not Game of Thrones. It's just different. And it's not a bad thing. But you're right about scratching that itch. It's something that most people that are, big Game of Thrones people are going to like Westworld because they're going to dive into another, it's not as much of a fleshed out world, but that's not how it is. But at least a very intriguing situation in a story that brings up so many aspects that whether you're a sci-fi guy, whether you're a tech guy, whether you're a big philosophy person, whether you're just a fucking action junkie, you know what I mean? It covers all grounds, and that's what I get mad with people. They're looking at things. I got to catch myself sometimes when I'm making my content because it's like I get mad sometimes, especially when I run the community. Because I have to monitor chats sometimes. I don't have to do it anymore. I have moderators, but at first, and I would see people just arguing about like who the Man in Black's uncle was, or if Logan was the before you don't know about these twists, but these other people will. And like I said before, it's almost like people are crafting a family tree. Like they're not thinking, what does this do for the story? It would just be surprising. And that's, there's no substance to that. And sometimes it happens in shows, and they give into the fandom and they're like, hey, let's give them what we want. And that's when shows fucking sink. That's when Lost got bad. That's when Homeland sucked, is when they gave into the base needs of the fans. Walking Dead, I gave up. I'm doing a live stream with my buddy Andrew from Australia that's a big fan.
Can I please come on?
Yeah, well,
because I got a lot to say.
I've given up on the goddamn show.
I gave up the episode right after. Okay.
It might be the same episode. Let's see if it's the same episode. Was it within the last few?
No. It was 2 seasons, maybe a season or 2 ago. Okay,
now I'm ashamed.
Oh, okay. So I was about to give up because I hated the actress they had that played Andrea. She sucked. She's a terrible actress. Took me right out of the show every time I seen her talk or whatever. She annoyed me. So the governor killed her. Great. I'm happy about that. But then it started to get like, what the fuck am I watching? Can we please jump around? Do I need to stay in the same goddamn town for the entire episode? We don't need that. So
you might like the later seasons. That's half the problems is they bottle them up and go to different places, but it's bad. I feel ashamed though, just as a note, because I thought I just gave up 3 episodes ago, and I probably should have gave up 2 seasons ago.
Yes, you should have, because here's the thing. This is what pissed me off the most. Okay, so the way they introduced Negan, had them all lined up. We all know what happened. I'm not going to spoil anything. And if you're just catching up and starting to binge The Walking Dead, just fast forward fucking a minute. Is going to be real quick. All right. Okay, there you go. There, I saved the 3 of you. Okay, so
blind guys.
We're introduced to Negan. They're all on their knees and shit. And how does the season end? He hits a camera, and then the blood goes down the camera, right? Well, who the fuck out of all of them, and you could pretty much figure out where he was. Okay, so out of them right there, who the fuck could take a whack with a bat and not fall down. There's only one guy.
Yeah.
And I knew it right from the start. And Pez would not. He would not let me have it. And at the end, I was right.
But did you predict that? Because the argument with that is like, okay, like is what you're saying. That's where it comes into like what I was saying right before is some, because of course I consider myself a content creator. I was just saying the great content creators, like we make stories better. You know what I mean? Like what you just did is like you almost make it better than it is. It's because we're invested, and I want to talk about this a little bit as well. I have a lot of videos that like I start on and I kind of like throw away because I think people will be mad. Game of Thrones isn't for, if we're the real fans that are listening out there. I'm sorry to say, but it's not for us anymore. This TV series. It's for the people that we all convinced to watch. It's for the people that said this guy Justin or this guy Link, he told me about it. All the people we sold on it. We are the fucking ambassadors. We are their fucking marketing team. You know what I mean? Like that we pretty much just got to grim and bear it now. Because it's not. People think that stuff in the books are going to pop up. I'm like, has that been referenced? No. Then it's not fucking happening.
Has been released.
No. Well, you know what I mean? Like, if nobody knows who fucking Ashara Dane is, so guess what? It's not going to be his fucking mom, okay? John's mom is not going to be Ashara fucking Dane because nobody knows who the hell that is. And even if you say Arthur Dane to a casual show watcher, and then you'd have to be like, okay, the guy that was twirling swords. And they'll be like, oh, yeah, okay, at that flashback scene. Like, they don't know who these people are. Like, so stop trying to make it better or more complicated than it is. You have to think about what are the people that just sit down, the people they make money off of, because you make money like Game of Thrones money, you can spend money like Game of Thrones money when you get the people that aren't us, the people that when people like Civil War is a good example of this. Marvel Civil War, everybody went and saw that movie. People's uncles, people's grandpas, you know what I mean? Not just comic book fans. Like a lot of people went and saw that. When you go outside of your base demographic and you achieve that, like I've convinced so many family members to watch Game of Thrones over the years that wouldn't have watched it. And everybody does it because everybody wants to share that. And that's the joy of it. But like you're saying, like Abraham logically would be the only person that could take that hit. But did you see, I can see your buddy's argument though, because Abraham's not a big enough sacrifice. So did you back that up with, well, Glenn will probably get it too. Did you think Abraham was a big enough sacrifice?
No, but Abraham was already dead in the comic anyway, so it made sense.
Yeah, but the payout, they already fucked up with the cliffhanger, which was the start of their demise. Another video that I never finished. Well, I marked that as the day it died.
Well, okay, so that was like kind of like the start of it. So I hated the ending, right? I hated the cliffhanger. But fine, if that's what you want to do, fine. I was cool with it. I really was. Right up until AMC put a cease and desist on a fan website and said that if you predict who Negan hit and killed for the cliffhanger, we'll sue the shit out of you. And we'll put a cease and desist. And that pissed me off.
Yeah, they're terrible. Their whole PR is bad, and they're a bunch of fucks with their copyrights. Yeah, I mean you're just again. There's a good study. I'll send it to you. Maybe we'll talk about it on another one. But about how after the digital fucking era, which is about like when we were like in our teens, with the cell phones really becoming prominent, and not just cell phones, but cell phones that could actually like send pictures and shit. So I mean, we remember, we're not that old, we're 30, but we remember when phones like you actually really didn't text. We just started texting probably like when we were 16,
Snake 17. On my Nokia.
Oh, I loved it. I was so good at Snake, dude. Yeah, you know what I mean? But, like, there was just a phone, and then you had your Nextels and all that, blah, blah, blah. But then, a few years later, you started being able to transfer, files. And then, now we're in this social media fucking Thunderdome with Twitter and all that. Every tweet is an advertisement for them. They used to have consumer reviews. They used to feature them in commercials. They don't need to do that anymore. My show is an advertisement for Westworld.
Yeah, exactly.
Your podcast is an advertisement for Game of Thrones.
Yeah, and IndyCar. Like the other show. Like and then we did Welcome to Banshee. Banshee, I think, is one of my top 5 shows ever created, and nobody's ever really seen it because it was on Cinemax. And literally, it's me personally, I love original thought. Okay, I hate sequels, prequels, reboots. Stop fucking jumping on the coattails of brilliant people and then morphing it into something else that you think is cool. And let's take a fucking poll. Let's go on Reddit, see what they wanted. Let's go on YouTube, see what they wanted to see. And let's mold that all fucking together and let's reboot it to that. And we'll get their money because it's just a money train and this and that. I can't stand that shit. You know what I mean? So, this show Banshee on Cinemax was literally just original as original can fucking get. Honestly, I tell everybody, like, I have a certain YouTube clip I send people. Like, if this interests you, the 2015 fight scene winner of the year, Nola vs. Burton season 3. If this interests you, you haven't seen shit.
Yeah.
Because this is badass, but the show itself and the writing and everything, the storyline, and it's not one of those shows where, yes, it went 4 seasons. The 4th season was a little bit shorter than the rest. They did that on purpose. The writers said, listen, we don't want to make this stale. We don't want to, go because like it was one of those shows where season 1 was amazing. How can they make it better? And then you can't imagine they doing it. Same with Game of Thrones. And then season 2, holy shit, it's even better. And season 3, holy fuck, my God, they did it. Right?
Yeah.
Couldn't believe it, but they did it. Season 4, you went, you know what? Not as great as the first 3, but they ended it when they needed to. I was compelled. I even cried at one point. I didn't cry like a fucking sobbing bitch.
Hey, no,
okay,
I
did. I cried like a sobbing bitch. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not going to spoil it for you.
I'm a bitch when it comes to. I get emotional about like series I don't even care about just because I appreciate like the connection other people have so much. It might sound sappy, but as somebody that likes to write and like I appreciated it, I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
But
the
yeah,
writing was great. The actors pulled it off. They felt the vision. They knew it and everything. So it worked. It just fucking worked and it was great.
And they showed restraint by leaving at the right time, which a lot of times they leave money on the table, but there's something to be said for having that restraint and not milky. Yeah. I mean, I've never watched Cinemax when I wasn't 15 without my pants on. But maybe that's why I haven't seen it.
Wow. And then Gene Simmons had to come in and sweep up Shannon Tweed, and there went, God damn it. I mean, our generation, man. I mean, Shannon Tweed. Come on, we all know who she is, and nobody knows who she is. You know what I'm saying? But she was in like everyone. What's that?
She was worth a 10-minute glance. But yeah, I mean, there's
well, when you're 13,
a lot of yeah. There's a lot of issues with, like I've talked about this before. Is the idea that we're going to have Star Wars for the fucking rest of our foreseeable life a good thing? No, I don't think so. If there's somewhere to go with it, yeah, but, the Game of Thrones, spinoffs, that's not necessarily a good thing. I think that there's enough, luckily there's enough source material for Game of Thrones, so that's the best. I mean, I really wouldn't argue against that. I'm just saying that, like, it's a bad trend. Game of Thrones is probably, that's a good thing. I retract that because there is enough source material. But like Disney,
if they go backwards,
with goddamn,
yeah,
but it's like they know that product sells, so it's less risk because there's always there's the business end of this too. The people that run movie studios are lawyers. They're not creatives.
Of course. Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Creative don't go to that floor. You know what I mean? They don't want to hear that shit. They want to see if it sells in China, and they'll fucking sell it. Independence Day. They're like, fucking sell it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, hey, it's prepackaged. We know what it does. Let's just reformat it for a world, global audience, blah, blah, blah. Look at that sign down. But yeah, Star Wars for the rest of our foreseeable life. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a good thing because it's like, let's get the next Star Wars. Let's see that. Let's see somebody create the next Star Wars, not just milking this fucking nonsense forever.
They got the great 2 guys to do it.
Oh, whatever. I mean, I'm not that emotionally attached to Star Wars. I appreciate it, but I'm not that.
Empire Strikes Back was the first Star Wars I ever saw.
Yeah, I mean,
and I loved it. You know?
Yeah, I appreciate them. I can appreciate what they did, and I liked the Force Awakens. I thought it was tasteful, but it's a money grab. You know what I mean?
Of course it is. Of course it is. I mean, but um, I remember after the Last Jedi, Don Willie came on. Don Willie was actually the first YouTube creator that Pez and I ever had on, and we had great talk. You know, it was a lot of fun. And this was right as the season 7 spoilers were hitting, right? And Dan from Talking Thrones was getting big because he was pretty much the only one doing it at the time, right?
Yeah, he nailed that one. But my question, just really quick on that, is how can you denounce the trailer or the spoilers? How can you say they're, like, because the other ones were true, but this year especially, in one video people are saying, yes, what I'm showing you is absolutely fake and all this. Now here's 8 months of me releasing videos about them. It's like, I don't think you can, but I guess you can have it both ways. You can't like say this is nonsense and then do it and present it as if it's not the very next second. But evidently you can. But I mean, it's just glorified fan fiction. If I mean, I don't get it. I don't get the appeal to it, but it fucking is killing it. I mean, I'm not talking shit about anybody in particular, but I mean, because it's not just one person that does it, but it is like common. They're like, oh, well, it's not true, but here, okay, now season 8, episode 2, fucking a million views. It's like, what the fuck, man?
I see anything season 8, I won't touch it. I don't want to know it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear about it because I want to save the little bit of that, anticipation of seeing it to the end almost.
Yeah.
And then once it's over with, it's over with.
It's just. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
It's a frustrating. It's just. It's like I feel bad because I learned my lesson, because I thought, I'm going to create such different content, and a lot of my earlier stuff, like I don't like it all because I was trying so hard to be different, like trying to make videos that were not like what we're just talking about, and that's a mistake. There's something to be said for giving people what they want. From a business side and listen, even as somebody that's a creative like myself and yourself, I won't speak for you, but I will admit it, for approval. I yearn for success. I yearn for big views. I would like to do it with as much, as I've spoke about the content creators before, as they have done. I would like to become bigger. I would like, you know what I mean? I'd like to do it the right way. And especially every little dollar I get, I like we've talked about, we put back into the channel. What really frustrates me is to see people that do the topic like we just talked about, and nothing improves about their channel, and they are full-time and they are doing better than any other content creator, but there's no improvement in their editing. There's no improvement in the any of the production value. That is what is in it. There's no excuse for it, because they've got the money for it now. They should be, and you should have time, because I don't know what they do in their regular life, but there's no reason that they can't learn to edit a little bit smoother and make sure they have higher quality visuals. Those are all things that you can learn. Stuff like not reading all that well and not having a great voice. You can't really shit on that too much, I guess. I mean, I can, but you shouldn't, I guess, because that's something that some people just naturally can't do. Because it's this era where everybody has a platform.
Yeah.
Everybody is like, but should we? I mean, and you could say the same about me. Should I be on here? I think I earn my spot, and I think I always try to prove that I belong on here, and I deserve a chance, and I will continue to improve. But I don't see. I mean, maybe I don't know. I'm not with these people every day, and I'm not just talking about one person. But there's a big group of people that are doing very well, and they've risen in the last year and a half, 2 years, and there's nothing. The only thing that's gotten better is their numbers and the amount of money they made. The content has arguably gotten worse. Their production value is just god awful. There's nothing to it. There's just, I don't get it. I don't get it. That's what people will come at me when I say stuff like this. But you want to know what? Almost all successful content creators, that people that are far bigger than me, they say this behind closed doors, and they say far worse too about shit that goes on that probably isn't too legit for some of these people's rise to the top too. I don't know about some of the accusations, but I know that some people might have done some things that have put them in that number one spot that aren't exactly legal. But I won't throw wild allegations. I'm just saying, I mean, it all started off with people saying, "Oh, they're okay," but then when they saw their hard work getting overlooked for a lot of this fucking subpar, monotone, original
Exactly.
content, they started to, saying, "Oh, I guess this is kind of bullshit." But a large demographic of people watch it. So that's where I have this. I've talked about this before. It's just like, what do you do? Should I be mad?
I mean, I guess you can't be mad if somebody's going to play a system to their advantage and, benefit from it, then so fucking be it. But, again, I have a choice to not be a part of their rise, and I choose not to. I don't go there, watch it, get mad, get triggered, and comment. I don't need that in my life. I really don't. And do you want to know how many hateful shit that I get from this show right here? Because I literally say whatever the fuck I feel like, what I want, whatever. Pretty much the really great thing about doing the Eating Sports Car podcast is there's never a shortage of content, right? It's racing. It'll always keep going year after year after year. The personalities will come and go. I have an eye for really talented racers, and I was lucky enough to pretty much be in a position where I knew IndyCar was on its way back up from the split, and Justin Wilson and I and my wife Missy, and I'm lucky to be married to just as big as an IndyCar fan as I am. So I'm very lucky in that respect.
And to have a creative partner like that is also your partner, that's fantastic.
Exactly. So, and I started with a buddy of mine, but other things were more important to his time, and we're coming up to the beginning of May, and that would be a year since he left, and he left the show, and a 10-year friendship just ended because I was 10 minutes late for pancakes. I'm not exaggerating. It's not a lie. That's exactly what happened.
Well, it's inexcusable. I mean, that is 10 minutes late. That's fucked up.
Well, that was 10 minutes later. He could have, been in the gym. And I used to lift weights and shit. I have trophies from lifting weights, but it's because I played football. I had to do it. I hated every goddamn second of it. People who like going to the gym 5 times a day, that's not normal.
No, that doesn't. I was a boxer, and I mean, I'm pretty well educated on working out. That seems like that wouldn't do anything but hurt you.
Unless.
Are they selling steroids at the gym 5 times a day?
Not selling.
No, taking, yeah.
And my 10 minutes late to pancakes made them what? 10 minutes late to get their fix, right?
Yeah.
And there it is. Now, I don't know that for a fact, but I have known him for 10 years. I noticed a change. And there it is. So fuck them.
Well, there's plenty of people that are there when times are good, and then who's there when it's done. When I was a club DJ, I had every friend in the world, and things were, it was never hard for me to find a bed to sleep in, which my girlfriend hated. But those people, they're all in it for. That's all an experience for them. I mean, being a DJ is like, I mean, I was a skilled DJ, and I know how to actually be a DJ. I actually beat mix. I actually can scratch. You know what I mean? I got some skills. I have good mic skills and stuff like that. I took pride in it, even though I didn't originally want to do it. But the entertainer in me, or the yearning for attention, whatever you want to put it as, it's a little mix of it all.
Creating something that other people enjoy is a high in itself. It really is.
Yeah.
And that's why I think I was saying it to you earlier that. Literally, that's why I love Twitter for creators. Facebook sucks. Facebook's narcissistic as shit. Facebook is for you, the individual, to post something about you, and I guarantee you don't go around searching other people's shit that they post. And if you do, good on you, but I don't. I don't scroll.
It's
I'm
a
not
goddamn. It's a billboard.
exactly.
It's a
Um,
tool.
I can tell you right now, like I spend a good amount of money on analytics, so I can see where, all of my downloads and streams are coming from, so I can, you
Yeah,
know,
podcasting, that's huge. That's a big thing that people don't know about. I know about because when I was going to launch mine, you got to do a lot of footwork. YouTube is business for dummies. Podcast is where you got to make a real brand deal. It's like a big boy. They don't just say, here's your money. This is what we told you you get. This is what you get. And then they cry when they don't have enough I love my Patreons, but you're not guaranteed that money and you shouldn't base your income off it.
no.
Those are donations.
If you go into podcasting thinking you're going to make a living out of it, you're not going to last very long.
Yeah,
And,
and there's a lot of
and you're going to
footwork
be
that comes
bitter
with
as
it.
shit.
Yeah, it's a tough business. I give people that know how to work that system and know how to do it correctly. I give a lot of credit to because there's a lot that goes into what you guys do. Because like you said, it's not I go to YouTube Creator Studio and it tells me what's going on. I mean that's not the way you podcast. You got on multiple platforms, multiple downloads for different people. You need to gather your analytics correctly. You need to gather your analytics like that actually are like not just base analytics, things that you can go if you are looking to get any type of sponsorship to brands and support that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but like we I've rejected so many sponsors, you have no idea. Like I could, like we're at the point now where I could live off of ICP. We could stop working and live off of it. We can move to indie like we want to, and we can live off of it. I refuse to do it because when we first started doing it, the very first time we first started doing it, we made a pact. If this starts feeling like a job, we walk away. Because this is for fun. This is our release. This is our hobby. We have a great time doing it. I mean, I have a great time meeting my heroes from the past, meeting my heroes of the future, talking to just some great personalities, and you really get to respect the dedication that goes into even getting close to becoming an IndyCar driver. And then you see like how much of a teamwork sport it really is. And I love the people that say, "Oh, you just drive around. You're not an athlete." Bullshit. What I mean?
Driving around in a goddamn rocket.
It's like, do me a favor, jump in a go-kart, go to your nearest track, guarantee you they have a go-kart track, and drive around for 10 minutes for 40 miles an hour tops, and see how you feel when you get out of it.
I am one of those dudes that will admit I have some stuff I can brag about. I was a competitive boxer and stuff like that, so I'll get my man card from that. Right. I have crashed every goddamn car. I am the worst driver. I don't know. Dude, I was in a long-term relationship, surprisingly, when I was DJing, with one person and then a whole bunch of others. But one person, and I wasn't that guy that had to drive. Like she hated when I drove. You know what I mean? Like I was fine. I'm like, I don't need that. I don't need that for my manhood.
I'm there now.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah. Driving is, yeah.
I get one more point. I'm fucked.
Yeah, driving stuff. Yeah, if I didn't have work at so many cop bars early on, I would have been flooded with fucking DUIs. But yeah, I mean,
trust me, if I didn't have the lawyer that I had, oh god.
Yeah, it's rough, man. I mean,
I
like
love
there's
lawyers.
Somebody's got to. Yeah, I mean, it's just it's a rough little situation that we place ourselves in it when you make content. You got to decide what you want out of it. I do treat it. I work as if I am going full time, even though I'm not. But I try to create as if I am because that is a goal of mine. Not only because, but I would hope to maybe go mainstream as well, or work for a network as a host, or get on a network podcast, or do any type of like. I guess mainstream. I'm not downing on YouTube whatsoever. I just think that it's not a stable platform to really, that's why I always am bettering my skills. I'm always trying to better what I do. I'm working with After Effects right now. I don't just sit around and go through Reddit to see what people are talking about and then make a video out of it. I am trying to better what I'm doing so then like I can get freelance editing work, voiceover work. I can go and eventually present my channel as essentially a portfolio.
Exactly,
you know what I mean?
Because there's a shit ton of content that they could pull from, and you don't even need to go in an audition. Here it is. Listen to it. You like it? That's me in a nutshell. I'm not. There you go. What you hear is what you're going to get. If you like it, I'm here. If not, cool.
Yeah, and I guess that's what helps me sleep at night when I get mad about like the stuff we were talking about. Is I guess like I think about in a day when YouTube is no longer and they are looking to continue doing what they're doing and make that type of money, and they show their work without the numbers. And it's always funny that the people that have the like and dislike button turned off are the most popular. It's like, and I hate when I hear people say, I want to know what you think. And then they have that. It's like, no, you don't. You obviously don't.
Yeah. No.
But, you know, they show their portfolio work and they're like, oh, nice fifth grader's book report. What the fuck is this? Are you good at editing? What do you use? Windows Movie Maker, Filmora. Oh, okay.
Oh, so somebody a lot smarter than you created a program to make it as easy as pie for you. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. What type of do you have any experience with any Adobe After Effects or Premiere Pro? No, I do like Photoshop. I do like to sometimes take Daenerys Targaryen crudely out of a picture, and I don't really know how to do it too well, but I'll just slap her on there. Don't mind resolution or anything like that. What about mic skills or whatever? Well, I talk into this headset in a monotone voice.
Oh my god.
And I make sure that it's real low and I don't sound enthused. And I just read what somebody else wrote. And then people give me a bunch of money. They're like, well, not anymore. No. So, you can go work at you can go maybe get a job apprenticing as and
then learn what you really need to do. Right?
Yeah, like what are you gonna do? You're gonna make slideshows for fucking kindergartners or something? They'd be like, this is boring. Dude, show me the fucking puppet show again. I don't know, man. I mean, it's just like I gotta believe in the back of my mind that what I'm doing is building to something, whether it's building to YouTube success or not, because I think YouTube success is just so subjective and it's so. There's so many variables going against you. Nobody can tell you what makes a video trending or viral. There's always that last step that's the question mark. There's the politicking. There's the possibility of people that bought views to get over 1 million views for a few videos to get an upper echelon. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to name names, but if you get mad about that, it's probably you.
Yeah.
Hey, that's offensive to me. Did you hear what Justin Thomas said? I'm like, why would that be offensive to you? It's not
you
offensive.
Did it.
Yeah.
There's a paper trail with your name on it. I mean, come on now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't jump from 5,000 to 150,000 in 2 weeks normally.
But that's a sad thing about the fandom though, is that then once people see the illusion of success, through false numbers, they take it as it is good. Right. This guy, nobody knows the stuff like you do. And there's different types of people. Like there's people that aren't as like knowledgeable about story structure and stuff like that. But they're really good at building communities and they're really good at interacting. And that's what it's all about. What we do is so everybody else can still enjoy these shows. We don't just watch one day a week for 10 weeks. And now Game of Thrones, 6 weeks. We get the maximum, just like you do with IndyCar, the maximum pleasure out of what we love through content creation. So there's different ways to go about it. You know what I mean? You don't have to be great with production, but you got to be good at something. You know what I mean? There's a lot of stuff I can work at. Like that guy said, I could put my points and I could be more concise. You know what I mean? Like you can always make yourself better. But you're always finding your footing. I don't mind that. I don't imagine that 1 million people wanted to watch a fifth grader's fucking monotone book report. I don't know how that happened, but it seemed to happen 6 times in a fucking row. People are like, this is interesting. I can't believe it.
It's interesting because someone else told me it was.
Yeah. So, it's questionable, but
unfortunately, a lot of people out there just cannot think for themselves.
Well, it is bad. I've had terrible audio on some of my videos due to one thing or another, fucking with some editing, my own bad, you know what I mean? Experimenting with stuff, and people just see my mic rig and they'll talk about, oh, you got such a great voice. And I have done voiceover work, and when I try, I do have a good voice. I worked as a DJ and I did work in some radio. But there's been times that I've got good comments about my voice when my voice isn't good in that video, but it's because of the illusion of that stand.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's because they see something that looks professional.
Right.
Just like they see 1 million views on a fifth grader's monotone book report, and they think that person is an authority. And there's a difference between understanding stuff and remembering a bunch of facts.
Right, exactly. It's like
just like a child.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, he was right about that, so he must be right about everything else he says.
Yeah, and just memorizing a whole
No.
bunch of stuff. Like they don't understand like why this is the way it is. Like theoretically within the constraints of the constructs of the story, but they know that they know all the house sigils. They know they can name you every like fucking Blackwood, but like they don't. You'll notice those people don't do live streams. Wanna why? Because they don't.
Because I know exactly why. Because that video that you watched about, that 5-minute video, it took them probably 15 hours to make.
Yeah.
Because edit. Oh, no, edit. See, like every show that we do, I hit record. What you hear is what you get. And like, trust me, I screw up a lot. I have a verbal crutch. I say a lot.
Yeah, I got a problem with that.
Well, it's because I have a huge stuttering problem. Cannot start a sentence with the word I.
Yeah.
Which, in some weird way, made me a great interviewer because I cannot talk about myself.
Yeah. Hey, that's but turning a negative into a positive. And yeah, well, everybody has their foibles, you know what I mean? And I mean, I think that works for this show. I edit the shit out of my stuff, but it's because I have to zero in. I do have to work on that zeroing in on the point I'm making.
I don't take anything away from. See, that's the difference. I don't take anything away from YouTube creators and editing. You should. You really should, because you take pride in what people are going to visually see, because it's a visual and audio medium. Yeah. So it's almost like watching a TV show and, okay, this TV show is really good, but goddamn, do I have to watch all the fuck ups? Like, like just think if Game of Thrones, like the TV show, say season 1, right? The whole Ned losing his head bullshit, right?
Ned died? Spoiler alert, asshole.
Yeah. Dead Ned, his head is fell on the bed and then broke his mother's
womb.
There we go. I ran out of words to rhyme there. Don't worry, I'll edit that out.
Yeah, well, it's just I mean, people are like, we had a rough live stream today because, like I said, like it started off and there was some fucking glitch with Google Hangouts. I wasn't even using OBS because my internet sucks, and I've got this great OBS platform where I can make the live stream so much more interactive. But I live just outside Raleigh, which is just evidently outside civilization. But anyways, like I get mad and I get in it, like I always work on it though. Like I'll probably listen to this and I'll probably be frustrated because I say a lot and stuff like that as well. And there's something to be said. Like I say, I do always, for a lot of people who just think all I do is hate. But first off, I give a lot of props and a lot of respect. I do YouTube Confidential, where I talk to all these creators and I find out what is good about them. It is not a hit piece.
It's
because there's always learning. Something. Yes,
you're learning from somebody that you respect.
I wouldn't say I learn from everybody I've done YouTube Confidential with, but I respect everybody that I've done YouTube Confidential with. But,
and you hope to learn something, but you don't know if you're going to learn something until you do it.
Oh, you can learn. Yeah, I shouldn't have put it like that, but I just wouldn't want to phrase it as like I think they're the best in the world. I think they're all talented, and I think they're all up there. I just there's levels.
I would like to throw it out there though. When you had Smoke Screen on, what was that, 3 parts or 4 parts?
Well, that's originally, and that's what I was going to say, like, because I always like, I'll transition to what you said, because what I was trying to get out in between all my and all that is that, there's something to be said even for the people that just memorize facts, because they take the time and they do understand how to format, at least, because they make it a nice little packaged video. If they do that, there's a pro. You know what I mean? Formatting is something that takes talent and takes, you'd have to read your audience. Mm-hmm. That YouTube Confidential, just like with my original idea for a podcast would be, different talking points. And then if you ever watch a Joe Rogan show, I mean, it's not like I thought of this fucking format.
All the time.
Yeah. How Jamie's always uploading, segments, even when the show's going. That's the way was going to handle and that's the way I have always wanted to handle YouTube Confidential. Unfortunately, with timing and the amount of time I'm allowed to work on it, which I spent so much time working on, Smokescreen was the first person I was able to do that with, to break it into segments. But that's always how I wanted to do it, because I feel that a lot of people don't watch them because of how long they are. And I am going to be going back and doing like breaking down all the ones. I might break down Gray's. I do it on video now. I would like to get Gray back on and have us on video and do, like, because it's almost been, I think it's been exactly a year.
I'm so proud of Gray. I just want to throw it out there. I'm so proud of Gray. I mean, like, I literally been watching Gray since she had 1,000 subs. Really, same with Kev, because I listened to it. I'm like, this is unique, right? The voice is unique. The thought process is unique. They have original thought, interesting takes on things that I would have never had. Plus, they're throwing out facts that I would have never got. You're right, and how they present them, and the visual aspect of it too also enhances that. But it doesn't need to be there for it to still be good. You know what I mean?
She's a great example of it's kind of hard to explain. I was really fascinated with her at first, and of course I respect the hell out of her, and she's great, and she is personally a sweetheart and a good honest person. Yeah. But she almost, and it's not a down at all, but she almost borderlines on all the good edges. Like, I can't think of one thing that she does so much better than everybody else, but she hits all the right notes. Like, she approaches the content in a way almost like Secrets of the Citadel, but not as in depth. But I think what really sells it is her, like, but you also can't do a whole bunch of, like, I look up to them a lot, but you also can't do a whole bunch of videos just like them, because they are longer and they are very, very, those people, I do put them on a high pedestal, the people from Secrets of the Citadel. But like, she like borderlines with the
Gemma.
Yeah, she like Gray kind of almost borderlines the style of that, but she kind of makes it a little bit more condensed. And I think what really sells it for Gray is her passion. And she doesn't try to act like she knows more than she knows. She knows what she is passionate about and what she loves about the story. And she completely understands, like, everything about. Obviously, she's understands the goddamn content. But I'm saying her passion comes through, and so she borderlines that, because there's the Preston Jacobs, there's the Citadel people, there's the history of Westeros. That's when you kind of go into a different category, and that's what kind of gets weird with content creation. Is like I said, I'm fighting, like, where am I? Am I making a video essay? Am I like, what am I doing? Am I gonna be making a part, like a 3-parter, like Aziz, a hero of mine, a great guy as well, and just a champion, another guy that knows how to run the podcast game as well.
You're talking about Aziz Zari?
Yeah, no, that's the actor, but Aziz from History of Westeros.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, yeah. There's a lot of creators that I don't like. I've never heard one Preston Jacobs video ever.
I love him. I think he knows how to make fun of himself, and he has like a dry sense of humor that I really get. But like, like Gray kind of borders on all the things I love. So I don't, like I said, it's like not like a diss or anything that she doesn't. She does what she does so well. Oh, yeah. But it's kind of hard to explain her style. But I think that's great. That's great, because guess what? Nobody else is like her. Nobody else is like her. So yeah, it's not. I don't even know why I'm saying it's not a diss. Why would she take that as a diss? Yeah, she's just
trust me.
unique.
She deals with a whole lot more. Like, I would say Gray takes a whole lot more hate than anybody else, based on nothing but her as a person, and I think that is shitty. I don't
get that, and I've just started hearing some of that, like murmurs of that, and that's really disappointing, because out of the new people that have risen, and I think some people might put her in with that group. She doesn't deserve to be put in that group of the people that don't deserve it. She's got her style. I think that a lot of people just they look for
just
something
read her
wrong.
Comments and the way people.
But she gets a lot of love. She knows how to roll with it. I mean, come on. She's doing good too. So
it does. It has to. I mean, it gets. You can't be called certain names constantly on a daily basis and have it not get to you. And I remember a few videos where she's just gone off, right? And rightfully so. I can't believe it didn't happen sooner, to be honest with you. And and when she did go off, I was like, great, you know what? Not for nothing, but props to you that it took this long.
Because I don't know exactly what people have been saying, but I can imagine that there's the huge pieces of shit out there yeah. So yeah, I mean, I know that at first, a concern was people, would say, oh, it's because she's a female that it's like, there's fucking plenty of fucking females doing this. It's like, you see more, like, I'm low level, like when you put it the grand scheme of things, but there's a whole lot of people below me that make videos even more than I do that are even smaller than me that you don't even know about. There's a lot of people that do this. Because everybody can do it. It's a stage that lets everybody on it. Yeah. But it's the hardest stage to stay on. And so she is unique. And like I said, like when I did YouTube Confidential with her, she inflects because she's like, I don't even know. She's like, why you keep saying that? Like about like she inflects at the right time. She's like, because she doesn't notice she does it, but she does it because she's actually passionate about what she's talking about. She's not reading a script like this. She's talking about what she loves. Right. So, you know what I mean? Like she's not trying to prove big points. She's not trying to be the smartest. That's what I like about content. That's why I say like it's kind of hard to put like because she does have some in-depth stuff. She definitely understands.
Oh my God, in-depth
Game of Thrones as well as North mythology as well. I mean, she's a well-read young woman.
You don't become an RN and not be an idiot.
Yeah, and she works a real fucking job. She recorded my voiceover in like the utility closet of her work for me, like on one day notice. She's a great woman, and anybody that talks shit about her is a fucking idiot. I mean, it's I get mad at myself like after I think about talking down about some people, even though I don't name their names, but it's more of a generalization of a frustration with the platform, because no matter what, they figured something out. When there's allegations of people buying views and like that is widespread throughout. Nobody try to pin me to saying it's on one person. I've heard it about a lot of people. If any of that's true, then yeah, that's fucking bullshit. But I don't want any fucking allegations being thrown around at me without proof. So it's like, but it is suspect when you see videos of such low quality, hitting that. And then it does spark. It's like you can game the system, plain and simple. You spark that, you put yourself up in the algorithm, you place yourself a little bit higher because of those views, and you have bought yourself, not a sure win ticket, but you got yourself, in a better position for sure. But I mean, I don't know. You hear a lot of stuff, I get the most mad when people talk about stealing ideas, like we were talking about, because it's just like, make a video.
Tell me about it. And like in the racing world, like IndyCar. Like I was fortunate enough to, there was one podcast that was doing IndyCar content back in like 2000. Like, when did we start? 2014, right? The main host of it, Steph, who she's a great journalist, great writer, right? She started to get way too much. She just got overwhelmed, and she had no time for the podcast. Hence, there was no IndyCar podcast. And I went, if I'm going to do this, now's the time because nobody else is doing it. Plus, I know where IndyCar used to be. It can get there again because the alternative sucks. Talk about NASCAR. So, but my point being is, Justin Wilson's a very renowned name in motorsport. Unfortunately, we lost him the year that we started, but he's the reason we started. He told me, as I was telling him about it, and he told me a story about him going to F1, everybody telling him he couldn't do it. He proved him wrong, right? And then he made a deal with me. He's like, he goes, even if you're scared to do it because you have a starting part, whatever. If you try to do it, even though it's you telling yourself you can't do it, if you prove yourself wrong and you try, at least you tried. And as long as you do that, I promise that I will come on the show whenever you ask, no matter if I have a ride, I'm doing nothing, no matter what, I'll come on. And he was a man of his word, right up to the point of Pocono, and in front of Missy and I, and we watched him get killed. So it was traumatic as hell. And that was a turning point for us where that was the hardest show we ever did, doing a show on the man who was responsible for us doing the show about his demise. So I can hardly talk about. My point being is, I miss him a lot. I really do. But we persevered, we kept going, and we almost kept going in honor of him,
Yeah.
And I don't want to say it gave us a credibility, um, but what we did with the show is wherever it took us, we didn't fight it, right?
Yeah.
So it remained organic, and there's a 3 series ladder series, junior racing series that leads you to IndyCar. It's one of the best ones in the world, and we found ourselves there talking to those drivers more than IndyCar, to be honest with you, because number one, they're a lot more accessible to run. Number two is just the stories and the many stories that everybody's got a different story, and they're all very personable, right? Most of them. Other of them, I couldn't tell you what they ever said if they were ever on the show, and they were. I have a list here; it's like over 100 now. I can't remember half of them, but the other half I can remember because they've been on a bunch of times. And then we had one on. His name's Christian Allier, so he's a 2-time Iraqi war veteran, right? And his dream, and he's African American to boot. And there's only one African American to ever race in the Indy 500, Willie T. Ribbs.
Wow, that is a very. There's a lot to that name. That's not good.
Tell me about it. But they tried everything they possibly could to not have him succeed.
Yeah.
But
rooting against people is disgusting.
It's the world we live in, and it sucks. But you know what? The changing of the tide is happening. The old fucks are out. The new fucks are in, pretty much. But
I think what you're saying is
more open-mindedness.
It speaks to your passion for what you do, to be able to continue on throughout that turmoil, and that drives through, and that's what some people that aren't even the most knowledgeable about certain things, they have great videos because their passion seeps through, and that's there's something to be said for that. I think that in a perfect world, a lot of us YouTubers would all get together and just make like for every 20 of us, we should have one channel, in my opinion. It's like a theory of mine, because there's skills that I could give to people, even some of the people that I haven't mentioned names of, but I obviously don't like. I don't not like them as a people. It makes me mad that people that should be higher up, I'm not even talking about myself, are not, and they are. That frustrates you, but I think that even those
few
people,
names on my head right now.
But those
no
people,
reason to name them.
But
they know who they are.
Yep. If you team up, I figure, if you put I could have dream teams and put them not for panels and not for live streams. Nobody wants that. Too many cooks in the kitchen. But to make one really good channel. You know what I mean? Like people that have the great animation skills, seeped with people like Secret Citadel does everything good, but still, just imagine them with top notch graphics and animations. Pretty much let's say like the DVD extras of the lore. So every time
love it.
Videos,
love it, dude.
You know what I mean? You've got that style with it. That's what I'm talking about. There's people that have so many different, because that's the thing about YouTube. People come in, and I had to relearn a lot of stuff because I stupidly became a DJ for 10 years, and a lot of the programs I was running off, and even the machinery editors, Avid is what I used to run off of, and converted from DVI to digital, were obsolete, so I'm learning Adobe After Effects. I'm good with Premiere now, but you know what I mean? There's just skills that certain people have that other people don't, and it'd be great to really, combine, but really make a unified channel, and put one face to it. One of the face of the people that are good at the hype stuff, the people that are great. Can you excuse me really quick? I have to return this cord to my roommate.
Not a problem. Yeah, I mean, so I'm just going to plug Justin's show as he goes and does this. Justin Thomas, he's, I believe it was, I want to say it was either Brand the Builder, who just started his channel. So really check out Brand the Builder on Twitter. He's I think he's Brand the Builder 1. So you'll be able to get to his channel. He just started it. And literally hit one of his first videos. He shouted out Justin Thomas for all of his support, and there's a reason for that. And and this is why I respect Justin a lot. And I mean, this show that we're doing right now, this is about maybe like a month and a half in us trying to schedule doing this, and very like-minded. And I don't know how many people out there know about it, but I'm going to wait until I say that for him to come back. I think he'll enjoy that because where he was going is what we've kind of been doing, and so I'll get more into that. But definitely check out Justin Thomas YouTube. I mean, he's got guests on. He's doing Westworld stuff, does Game of Thrones stuff. I mean, it's basically like a talk show, but it's him. So, and that's what I like about it. It takes a lot of balls to put yourself on a video and talk. I mean, I don't do it. You don't want to see my face on anything, Plus, I'm terrified of the camera. I don't even like taking pictures of my goddamn self. Are you kidding me? Like, I was looking through my phone the other day, and I'm like, I don't have any pictures of myself because I don't like myself in front of a camera, let alone a goddamn video camera. I mean, and I just want to, while Justin's coming back, guys, definitely check out the podcast, or at Podcast Pod. Best way to get to it, whether you have iPhone, Droid, you'll be able to find what works for you best. Going to liwstudios.com for that show, and also LIW, the TZ review. It's a Twilight Zone review show that Phoenix and I do. And then, of course, this show right here, it's at Way Off Topic DO, because Twitter sucks. Won't let me throw that A in for radio. But again, easy to find. And if you're into racing, the Indie Sports Car Podcast, at ICB Podcast, definitely check it out. I mean, the guests that we have on, 9 out of 10 shows, we have another driver on, or a returning driver that's been to the show. So there you go. And you definitely got to check it out. And good, I'm about to make the point. I think Justin's really going to like about what he's about to hear. And yeah, and he's back. All right. You don't.
I took a piss. You
don't even want to know what I just said about you.
You motherfucker!
You'll hear it later. No.
I have had no drama, but I will come at you like hellfire, my friend. No, I'm joking.
It's all good. No. But what I was saying is, you were getting to something that, so we were the first podcast to start doing IndyCar content, right? There's been an influx of them, right? And instead of acting like they're our competition, I have them on all the time, and we're like a big family, And the great thing about it is everybody has their own niche. Everybody has their own, like this one podcast likes to just focus on it, like IndyCar. This one podcast likes to focus on this and that. We're a lot of Mazda Road to Indy, the ladder series coming up, and we're very driver guest oriented, where like 9 out of 10 shows we'll have a driver on.
Yeah.
Me and my wife, we have great chemistry together, and we had a driver on, Christian. I still can't say his last name, even though he's a co-host. It's I'm
not gonna know. I'm
just
very
saying,
impressed with you guys, and I just know nothing about that sport. So okay. I don't look to me for any type of help.
Well, the great thing about our show is we know that there's a lot of people that are newcomers to IndyCar. Also, return fans from back in the 90s who left when the series split. And the
split of the 90. I'm joking. I have no clue what you're talking about.
You were almost there. If you would have just said late 90s, you would have been 100% correct.
Damn it!
It's okay. But they reunified back in 2009, and that's when I came back. Point being is this: all the new podcasts that are coming out, we have them on. So that way our listeners can hear them if they choose to go over there and get a different, different opinions or different, sides of the sport and everything. Since we do so many driver, and another thing I learned is like we won't do the 20-minute interviews. Oh no. You know what the 20-minute interview is? Every other 20-minute interview you've ever heard that one guy do. And no. I'm going to get down to who you are, and in an hour you cannot hide your personality. Especially with me, I'm going to rip it out of you. So
kind of put them off balance, kind of like maybe you should do like the hot ones where you have them eat wings. But there's something to be said for that, because when you talk to somebody for so long, like we're doing right now, I'm closer and closer to saying things that I'm going to be really proud of and things that I'm not going to be really proud of. But I love that collaboration, and that's pretty much true and I think that if YouTube was set up a little bit different, there would be more of us collaborating in a way that could all make money. I think it does suffer. But there's like great people out there, like guys like Phil the Issues guy, who's like one of the best live streamers, if not the best out there. Like I remember I messaged him like about like if he's doing a Vikings cast, and I don't even remember if I was thinking about doing one or not. Like but I think that's how he took. Like he thought like I was worried, like about it, like which he's like the total gentleman, and he just straight up said, he's like, you can't worry about what other people are doing. You know what I mean? Like
exactly.
Like, he's like like he ain't gonna be like a bitch like that. Like some people are. Oh, that's my time spot. It's like, no, man. It's like you could go, because I think that's what he thought I was asking about. I think I was asking to be on. I don't remember. It was when I was first started. But that's something that showed me character from that guy. Because not only did I respect his skills, but then talking to him privately, he's like, you can't be worried if I'm going to be on or not. You know what I mean? You got to do your thing. Well, he'll be the first person to say, "Go your thing." He ain't gonna be like, "That's my 10 o'clock time spot." It's, hey, CBS, ABC, Fox. You know what I mean? Competition. And competition can be great, but I do think that if it was set up a little bit different, especially with the way the money's handled, that we could have a lot better content, because we're forced to do everything. We're forced to do a lot of things that people aren't qualified to do. Even there's issues that I probably shouldn't be taking care of with some aspects. I mean, nothing terrible, but you know what I mean? There's some things that people are better qualified to do. It's just the way it is. I mean, we're doing the job. If you do a YouTube channel on your own, you're doing the job of like 12 to 13 people.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean?
And that's why, like, I respected you. Like when I watched the first show that, I'm pretty sure, Bran, I think it was either, was it Bran that told me to come over that one time?
Bran's been like a vocal, like I love Bran.
Yeah, I mean, literally his first. He just started. That's what I was doing. I was plugging Bran, and his first channel. I'm like, put it this way: Bran's first channel, or first video on his brand new channel. It took him a lot to do that, to work himself up to do that, and he pretty much he really shouted you out like hardcore on it.
Yeah.
And that was really awesome of him. You know what I mean? Even though he was on our show 3 days earlier, it's okay. Yeah, and he got the joke. And I was hoping you got the joke too. And
I did.
Okay, good.
I wouldn't have responded like I did if I didn't like I mean, we're not best friends, but I figured I had a good enough grasp on who you were that you would do it. Not worry about it, that you ain't no bitch. But yeah, I mean, Bran is a great example too.
Exactly. And I even DM'd him afterwards. I'm like, yo, I was just kidding, like that was a joke. Like you don't need to shout me out ever, man. Really, like we were happy to have you on. It was some great talk, I had Pez with me, and Pez has a deep thinking mind and everything, and him and Bran just snapped right off, and back and forth. I hardly talked,
Well, I really encourage. I mean, Bran has came to me, constantly, and he's been a great, like voice for my channel, and anybody that knows Bran, he's starting the channel. I want to help him with that channel if I have time on a production level, because he's a great example of somebody that would be like pretty much just an essential, I don't know how to say that. I don't want to say value, but
I would call him. He is an essential, like, go-to. Is this right? Like, fact checker almost.
Yeah, his mind works, and he's a very creative person, and so am I. And I've kind of warned him a little bit about, because a lot of his theories that he came, and I'm honored when he comes to me with some of his theories. And he's just like anybody else. Oh, he's one of the best, I'll say that. But some of his stuff, I think, hits harder than others, just of course, I've told him this. But mostly what it comes down to is if something doesn't, I'm honored that first off he presents it to me, because some of his ideas that I give full credit to, have done well and people really enjoy them. And it's an honor to be able to take, the inner workings of that mind and try to translate them as best as I can into a video on my channel. But part of the problem is it's because of the way he is so complex, and the way he with his he makes so many connections. It comes down to that point again. We talked about this a little bit earlier about sacrificing quality for views and stuff. But there also comes to a point where, like, I tell him, like, you got to think of a hook to get these people in. You don't need to cheapen it, but he has to narrow it in, because he's such a great thinker that it's like, a lot of people aren't going to understand even, because he's got these big ideas, but his big ideas always have, now he might be drawing connections that work, but they don't mean anything. But he's so smart, and he's so well read, and not just Game of Thrones, but like history and mythology, that he comes and he comes up with these dualities and stuff, and so he makes connections in this.
Even poetry.
Exactly. So he's a great example of somebody that makes things better than they are. But then I have to tell him, I'm like, I can't sell that because you just made something really great, but nobody's going to get that because the showrunners aren't even smart enough to fucking make that connection. You know what I mean?
Yeah, honestly.
Not all the time, but some of the things, like, I'm like, man, we got to narrow it down. Where's the hook? Where we got to pretty much dumb this down, Bran. So he's a perfect example of somebody that would benefit from somebody that had a studio. And he could sit there and work with the writers, and he would be the head of creative. You know what I mean? And then he could work with people that can then take that, just like when you're writing a screenplay, that he has the big idea and he's got the details, and he's the final person that looks at to make sure it all adds up and it's up to his intellectual standards. But they could be chopping it down. People that have a great mind for formatting. You know what I mean? Could be chopping it down and understanding how to work it in proper spots, and then somebody that is very charismatic on camera to convey it. I mean, that's what I mean. Like, not that he can't do all that stuff himself, but that's a great example of somebody that would be of value to a team. He'd be a great
producer.
Exactly. You'd be a great, head of narrative. You'd be a great creative director.
Exactly.
I mean, his channel's going to be great. I just want him to focus. I want him to focus. That's what I told him. Like, dude, you gotta. I go, you're going to have to go through hell now because I have to sacrifice stuff, and my mind doesn't work any near the level of his does when it comes to the complexity of his ideas.
And like if he takes one of his main ideas, right? But if he would just break it up into like 10 parts, and each one of those 10 parts have how he got there and then what it is, so then people would understand how he got there, and then and once they start following him, they'll start understanding how he's thinking. So when he gets to that 10th part, even though he would want that as an entire video, now he's got 10 videos that people can follow now because they've been on the journey in that really great brain of his, and now they're smarter for it. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly, but he also has to accompany that along with explaining the lore, because his lore is so in depth that even some hardcore people aren't even if he explains what he's proposing exactly the best way you could possibly explain it, there's still the chance that the base knowledge for what he's working off of isn't present within the audience. You know what I mean?
Right,
So it's like a whole process that needs to be addressed, but it's not that he can't do it. It's just, it's now you're on YouTube. So what's up, everybody? Did you see that fucking episode? It was awesome, man. Sword like ding, ding, ding. And then that boat blew up, man. Give me a fucking like, smash that like button. Thanks to all my 2,000 Patreons. Here's some watchers on the wall shit. Who's a faceless man? Could be anybody. Fuck off.
And if you don't know about it, go to brilliant.com, first 78.
I would like to think that I'm going to be a legend and I'm an expert on this, so I've watched the show and read the books 3 times. Okay, so don't you tell me, mister. I'll tell you what.
I've watched every show sort of once and listened to a lot of guys that read the book, so I know it.
People on Reddit were talking about this, and it didn't get a lot of upvotes, so I'm pretty sure nobody will call me if I steal it. So fuck Redditors, though. I want to know what fuck Redditors. And I'm sick of it. I confirmed Jimmy Simpson from Westworld, the actor. He gave me first confirmation. It was in Vanity fucking Fair. And the Redditor who put my tweet, I tweeted the guy in the middle of the night because it was not sure. Nobody thought he was coming back to the show for the 2nd season out of desperation because I'm making a news video. And I'm like, hey, you coming back or what? And then he's like, yeah, I'll be back. And it was in all these news outlets. And then he finally went to the critics some conference, and they asked him, he's like, I thought that was already a thing. Oh, I guess not. And then they put a new thing that this guy like 6 months later confirmed. I'm like, that motherfucker is cool as hell. He told like a small YouTube channel. It was in I have all the fucking articles and all that shit, but it's just like Reddit is something that like like this guy got the front page of Reddit with it, and like it's something that they love giving them credit. Because it's easy. There's a timestamp on when they posted it. They're like, "Ooh, somebody figured out to hold the door 4 years before." It's like, yeah, probably somebody figured it out 6 years before him. But I mean, it is what it is. But The only time I use Reddit is when I'm thinking about something. I actually rarely do this, but I will see if other people are talking about it as well.
Hmm.
Then you know it's at least okay. I'm on to something. Not because I still try to stray, which I probably shouldn't. Of if it's just like hot and relevant right now,
Hmm.
I'm not going to jump on it. There's nothing wrong with that. That's the proper way to run goddamn content. I'm not saying, and I do, obviously like Westworld, I jump on news and shit like that. I will do that. But I tend not to. I tend to take like I've been working on so many different videos that are just like ideas that I'm so passionate about. But like now the time is probably not good for them, and I'll release it and 100 people will watch it and whatever. But it's like you could easily go on Quora or Reddit every day, and I know people do this. There's really, I guess, there's nothing wrong with it, and they just see what they're talking about, and they go off it. I mean, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? I guess you can. I guess even for the people that might have stole views, I guess at least at one point they put their finger in the air at the right time to figure out which way the wind was blowing and went with it and had good timing. So there's something to be said about everybody, just not as much good.
I mean, a lot of times it just happens to just be luck and the right timing. Like there's this one motorsports journalist, and I revere him as one of the top motorsport journalists in the world. And he's the chief editor of motorsport.com. He only goes to IndyCar races. He only writes for IndyCar. That tells you a lot right there.
Yeah.
Now, since we've been in the media center for the last 4 years, I've made friends with him. And there's one thing that, okay, like I've had other podcasters come on that do what we do. Well, not do what we do, but this, racing, IndyCar, whatever. But they do what they do. I do what I do. Nobody really crosses it. But see, I don't listen to anything that they do because I don't want to subconsciously say something that they did or whatever.
Yeah, I get that.
But I will plug them. I'll let them come on and plug themselves so other people can listen and make their, and kind of get the whole, all the thoughts in the spectrum and all the news from wherever they can, right? Now, I had David, his name's David Molsher. Now, what I do is I use motorsport.com to see what the main topics of racing is at the time. And we've gained such a respect in the community of it, where if there's a driver that they're talking about, pretty much during the off season we went tit for tat, where whatever driver they're talking about that week, the very next week he's on our show. See what I mean? And
you have to stay relevant.
Exactly, right. And during the off season, that's very hard to do. It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very hard to keep an audience of race fans engaged into racing during an off season when there's no racing. See what I mean? But we've gained an audience during an off season instead of lost it. A lot of people will just stop and then they'll pick it back up. It's like, why? It's the easiest time to get all this stuff during the off season, so whatever.
Well, that's embodying what I talk about. It's about getting the most out of these things we love as possible. So, some people, whatever, their work situation might be different or whatever, but it's about, extracting as much joy out of these. Arguably, they need it the most in the off season. So that's when you provide it. But it's obviously much harder to do. I've been dealing with Westworld. I've been sitting on this golden egg, hopefully that's going to boost my channel I run the goddamn official amino. I've been fucking reporting on this shit. I do get mad when I see this, like, oh, and this Gustav Skarsgård's there. Oh, and Jimmy Simpson's back. I'm like, I know, I actually confirmed it. I was in Vanity Fair, but you've got 100,000 views on your fucking video.
Yeah, so people are going to find that out before. Yeah, I totally get that, dude. Trust me. But what's funny is like, I had it was our 100th show anniversary, and I had like a big week. I had all of the drivers that have come on a bunch of times, and then I had fans or a big and I had longtime listeners actually come on the show, and they were all nervous, but I calmed them down, and it was a great time. And then I had media guys that come on. But then David Molsher, though, he's like my journalistic idol. I really like. He doesn't care if he's first to break a story, because he doesn't care if he's first. He cares if he's accurate,
I like that. I just said that to somebody. I go, it's not about being first, because I unfortunately was out of town working when the last trailer for Westworld came up, and I've been covering that shit. I have so many videos out in the off season, and then that happened to me, and I couldn't make it. And I go, why don't what though? It's not about being first. It's about being fucking right.
Exactly, man. And there was a big story about a driver. I'm not going to get into specifics because I really can't. It's too inside, and I can't talk about it.
And if it's inside, I don't even know like the biggest IndyCar person in the world. I couldn't name that person, so there's no way I'm going to know what you're talking about. But I get the situation you're talking about now, so I like it.
Exactly. Right on. So, so I stuck up for the driver in question. Literally 5 minutes later, his father is saying, "Call me," and I'm on the phone with him for 5 hours. And then, okay, so when he's there, he refused to talk to any media because they all destroyed him because they all listened to the first asshole, right? They didn't, but if they would have just read David's, they would have realized, oh, wait, something's not right, right? Now, we were the only one to get him. You know what I mean? And that just went to show how, like, wait a minute, Racer couldn't even get him, but who? You know what I mean? Yeah. And that started a war between us and Racer, one of the biggest motorsport, contributors of magazines and everything else. And they're talking shit on us. I never talk shit on them. They talk shit on us, and I was like, thanks.
Yeah, because you're worth mentioning. You know what I mean? Everybody's, we walk into a paddock and everybody, there's Frank and Missy. Like it's awesome. Like it's very. The only time we get a no is when they're just too busy. The point being is we get the no. We don't get the hello. Hello. Are you going to answer? I guess I'm not that important. Oh, well. Yeah.
You said big difference. Big difference there.
Oh, yeah. I know. Yeah. And I think it's, it voices a lot for who comes on. I mean, half the idea behind YouTube Confidential was my first segment. And the idea was, this is starting from scratch. Well, what's the best way to build relationships? Well, this is the best way to talk with other content creators. And it is so interesting to me. You know what I mean? But also I had, prior relationships and, connections with a few of the bigger people that now I've had on that I could have asked them a long time ago, but I didn't do it until it actually came up from somebody else. And then they talked to me and they said they would come on, but I didn't want them to feel like they were obligated. I wanted them to be proud to come on. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because there's, people will come on as a favor to help out a new channel. And there's nothing wrong with that either. I just wanted to have them be like, I want to be on that. Because I had people saying, oh, I can talk to him. I'm sure he'll come. I'm like, I'm sure he will too. He's a good person. Mostly, and that's why I never name names when I shouldn't even say the things I do about what we were talking about earlier. But when I'm free talking like this, it's part of the grind. So it's like, but I would never name names. Number one, it's already saying anything isn't classy, but I at least will hold myself to some standard, and you don't want to validate them, and you don't want to stir up trouble either. I said, if somebody gets offended by the comments I make, then you have to look at them and say, why are they offended? That doesn't make sense. But yeah, did I
hit some truth?
There's not. It's been pretty calm with it. I'm not involved in any of the drama within this fandom, but the Game of Thrones fandom had a little bit. When I first started, there's some. It seemed like Con of Thrones, like I thought it was going to be like a crash of like a lot of conflicting people, but everybody came out of that loving each other. I thought that was good. You know what I mean? Like but I thought that was interesting. I was like, well, that's good. That makes sense. I'm like, that's good. Because usually,
and it's funny. I know exactly what you're talking about. TNT. But I'm not going to bring it up.
Well, I'm sure
it's not my place.
But it just shows you that, people that we fire shots, across the lines, from the internet. But then when you get to know somebody, you get to see, everybody's struggling, everybody's trying. I'm sure that there's maybe the person I'm talking about, they are trying so hard to improve and they can't. But I mean, why are they getting so much money? I don't know. That doesn't add up. That's not capitalism. But it's just weird. It's weird. You know what I mean? But it is like, you don't know anybody else's struggles. I have
No.
struggles. Everybody has struggles. So it's tough.
Walk a mile in somebody else's. I like,
Yeah.
I mean, literally, I work like 70 hours a week, dude, and I do 4 podcasts a week. So and everybody's like, how the hell do you find the time? It's like, because I make the time because I love it that much. If you love something that much, you will find the time to do it, you know?
Well,
And
yeah.
yeah, so, and I don't like to fly, so, and we still make 12, 13 races a year. And the furthest we drive is like 20 hours one way. And they're like, "You're nuts," and I'm like, "No, I'm not, because I'm with my wife doing it. We both do it together." And contrary to maybe your wife, I actually enjoy my wife's company, because you know
Yeah.
why? I don't get to see her much often during the week because I'm working.
She'd be like, contrary to your whore wife, sir.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, that's awesome, dude. Like, I can't imagine. Like, I wish I don't even have I moved away from Detroit, so like I used to have people I collaborated with, like, like for writing and stuff like that. For Second City and stuff like that. And it's like to have somebody present with you to be a part of the creative process.
yeah.
It's tough. Like, I mean, I have a good collaboration with Robert from In Deep Geek, but we don't involve ourselves in the creation of our videos. But we just realize that our videos complement each other well because we have different takes on it. So it's like, it's good. It works. Most of these people in this business will work together, even with the new people. It's not.
You know what? And it's the new people that I have on the most, because I want them to succeed. Because
Yeah.
the way I look at it, the more people creating content for something that I'm passionate about, the more people that don't know anything about it will come in, and then what I'm passionate about will get bigger and bigger because more people are doing content about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
yeah,
and the right content, and
exactly.
and I look at it like, if I bring them in a family setting, like, look, we're all here to do the same thing because we love it, but we're not in competition with each other. We're here to help each other out. You need something, I need something. You need help filling a spot here or there. Life happens. You just give a call. I'll be there, or vice versa. And that's how we work. So when we do see each other at the track, it's but we like one of the greatest things is to meet listeners at the track and watch a race with them, and it's the greatest thing in the world. It really is. And then now it's listeners and podcasters that we're all watching the race together, and it's just been growing into this big family. And I
Yeah, and
really love it.
that's impressive that you guys have cemented yourself within that, because that's a legit, like I don't, like I said, I don't know nothing about Indy car racing specifically, but
Yeah.
my dad's a
Yes.
professional
Yes.
photographer. I'm just not into it. I took my dad to a NASCAR race when I got my Miller. When I worked as a DJ, of course, I had a lot of Miller rep buddies. People that sold Miller reps, or people that sell Miller to bars and clubs. So we got
Rusty
to,
Wallace, huh?
well, we got to meet what's his name, Kyle. It was one of the Bushes.
Kyle Busch. Or Kurt
Yeah,
Busch.
the one that. Yeah, well, it was the one that wasn't as popular at the time. He drove for Miller, and everybody in because we were right there with him. We were at this VI. We walk in, it's in the middle of the infield, and there's all these like cute little blonde girl sluts with like squirt guns, all cute. Right away, I walk in. It's like 8 a.m. I'm about to get drunk
Dude,
because I partied back
they
then.
get paid
But they
$4,000 a day.
Oh, I know, but they squirt me in the eye with like a squirt gun in there, and then I'm like, get away from me. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm like, but they have jacuzzis everywhere, like 'cause it's like a VIP thing, and then we got like a meeting with like whoever that Bush guy was, but everybody kept asking about his brother. I felt bad for him because his brother was doing really good at the time. I guess he wasn't, but it was cool. We got to go. I got to take my dad, and now my dad, he's a retired union carpenter, but he is actually he went to school after to take because he's kind of like, I'm a creative guy and I've done some formal training, but he's kind of more like I didn't ever think he'd be as successful in photography as he has been, because it's so hard to make money when you do art. I know as a DJ, people think, oh, it's a passion thing for him, so they don't think they have to pay you the correct amount of money or any money for it in some instances. When it's something you enjoy, to get paid for doing art, it's sometimes tough.
But when it's your
Look.
career, that's totally different.
Well, yeah, but he's been really successful because he is more of like a form. But I guess for photography, that makes sense, because you really do need to be very structured. He's a mathematical and very structured person, but he does have a good eye.
I give all the respect in the world to race photographers, because to take a picture totally in focus of a car doing 200 miles an hour and still making it look like it's going very fast, but it's in focus, is an art in itself. And
Yeah, he's got a few drivers now, and yeah, he's got those pictures that NASCAR picked up, and yeah, he's doing good. But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's back to the collaboration. Like, there's always things that people can add. Like I was always the guy in school that was, really. I was always good at improv. I always wrote all the. They didn't like me because I was an outsider, because there was like the drama crew, and I wasn't. I'm not gonna act like a prick, but I was with the popular kids, and I was a partier, so I didn't mix with the kids that were always in the plays. But then I started doing it, and then I started writing their plays, and I started writing everything, and they didn't like it but the teacher saw it in me, and I was always saying they read books about how to act and how to write. You can't read to learn how to do this, but that's not completely true, because now I do a lot of formal, structured, research and stuff that really helps me. Like, my grammar is terrible, dude. Want to know why? Because when you're writing scripts, you don't stop for fucking commas and fucking semicolons. You write out of you write out of that's when you hand it off to fucking somebody.
right.
So I'm sitting here, and like, I remember I look back at some of my first blogs, because I really give a lot of credit to a lot of people that I think people hold, and vice versa. I mean, like, it happens everywhere, but people say, I don't know how these YouTubers do what they do, and I'm not down. Obviously, it's very hard to do what we do, but a lot of people that are very like consistent and intelligent bloggers, that just even post on Amino. Some of those people are fucking. It's beautiful, their work. And I look back at before I started my channel, I read some of my blogs, and I see like that's when I really, even at 29 years old or whatever, I was like, oh shit, I better fucking I was intelligent enough to I better put some fucking punctuation in this shit. But you know what I mean? 'Cause I'm writing out a feeling, but I had to structure it. But I look back at those, and I'm like, man, those ideas were those are conveyed really well. So there is that thing, like, I do need to get back to a comfort zone and not look to please so much and just do what's natural. But and it's that whole thing is like, how do you be artistic but also sell it? Like, when does it become commercial and blah blah blah, and all that shit? But it's like, you can always learn. And unfortunately, intelligence is a valuable thing, but it always comes too late. But everybody, I guarantee, like I said, even the unnamed people, I don't care for them, or maybe whatever. Yeah, I don't like that they're more successful. I'm sure that after enough whiskeys, I maybe would learn something from them. But it's rough. And I know what you're talking about with the competition. As a club DJ, that was one of the hardest things, because when I'd had to go I would do corporate events for Daimler Chrysler, and I'd do weddings. I get paid $1,000 a wedding. I used to get paid $280 a night for bars. Strip clubs, you have to deal with pass money when they go in. It's just like dealing with hookers. It's terrible. It's not especially that 8 Mile in Detroit. Yeah, the one Eminem talks about. It's very not classy.
Spaghetti, jokes and jokes.
Yeah, you're trying to get your skip, but they got to be on stage, and if they're dancing, if they're supposed to be on stage, but they're in back giving a private dance. Yeah, they gotta they owe skip money, so it's just like, it's just like managing. It is managing hookers, but anyways,
you're a pimp, yo.
Fuck that.
Too close for comfort there, Justin. Moving along, I think.
So I had some fun nights. Say I didn't dip in the company pool, but
hopefully there wasn't any STDs floating around that pool.
Well, the art of
I have my swimmies on.
When you, yeah. Hey man, I keep it raw. That's like Russian roulette.
What I'm talking about, man. It takes away all the feeling.
Yeah, it said AIDS patient number 1 million. Anyways, it was really tough to really staple down the fine.
That was a great joke.
Yeah.
Anything could be funny. I don't give a shit what.
But the fine art of keep number one, all club owners are angry, depressed people, because it's everybody's dream to own a bar and club, and then it's their nightmare once they fucking own it. Most of them are either very just old and delusional, and they're spending their money that they made from whatever good job they had on this dream. They thought it was going to be Cheers, where everybody knows their name, but it's everybody's doing drugs and stealing from you.
And the people that know your name, you don't want them to know your name.
No. So, they're very unhappy. They're always looking for somebody to blame, which DJ is a good person to blame. You get paid, I get paid $280 a night cash for weekends, $140 for weekdays. I was working 6 days a week as a DJ plus open bar. And then I do my events. You know what I mean? So weddings are $1,000. Private parties are anywhere up to $3,000. I work consistently. Never had a weekend off except for ones I took. Once for Vegas, once for LA, and once for Myrtle Beach, some bullshit. The wedding that I did, the couple actually, they flew a bunch of people down there. They flew me down there with them. I kind of do them, but the thing is, it's about what I'm trying to get to is the art of finding a fill-in club DJ for yourself when you have to go do your events. Because number one, they're always, because up and comers, some people are just happy. They want to tell people they're a DJ. They want to tell the girls. They want to get their dick, or whatever. They want to get a kiss on the cheek. You know what I mean? They want the attention. They want to say they're a club DJ. So they're willing to do it for bare bones. But there's like a little like credo, or I don't even know if that's the right word, but like a group, like once you get known with other DJs that you don't go below certain prices for things. It's almost like a union, like an unsaid rule. And if you're known for going in cheaper because you're lowering the value, you know what I mean? You keep. And
then you come back, and the dude took over your shit.
Well, that's the thing.
How
do you get somebody that's going to come in, that's going to do a good enough job so your boss doesn't who already is almost always on coke and trying to fire you or pointing guns at you. The first club I left for another bar, and he strangled me. This big ass fucking Italian dude with all of his bouncers. They used to keep baseball bats on broom holders in the back, and they had a van for the bouncers, so if they beat the fuck out of the people in the parking lot, but that wasn't sufficient, they would follow them in the van to where they were going and then assault them again. I mean, just this guy watched The Sopranos, and he just took it whole, you know what I mean? That's who he wanted to be.
He should have watched the end.
Fucking idiot. Yeah, well, he got his. But it's nice. So hard to balance that, because it's like you can't put in a shit person, but you can't put in somebody that's better than you either. And even if that, like, how do you not get undercut? So like you have to like keep up like this like code of like not because I undercut somebody once in the first, and I learned my lesson, because it's just, and then I really learned my lesson when I got older, and I was like, man, I can't believe I did that. You know what I mean? Like,
well, you're young and you learn from mistakes. That's all it is.
But it's like this weird balance of finding, it's like your competition. And what I would do is I once you get further along, you meet enough people that I had a good partner, Jason, and we were almost like incorporated, but it wasn't on paper, that, like we just trusted each other. And then he had other commitments. So like we didn't need each other's jobs, but we worked well together. But yeah, you got to find that guy that's like not great, that's trustworthy, that wants to be a DJ in Detroit, but it's also not as good as you. You know what I mean? Like none of those things, like none of the traits you're looking for, honesty, the predictability is usually not something you get out of people that are usually heavy drug users. I mean, most DJs, not to put a stigma on them, are pretty heavy drug users or alcoholics. It's kind of just the way it is. Yeah. In my experience, there's not too many of them that are straight edge. But
if they are, they the bar, I'm sure the club guys like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, it's just, well, they're always,
you'll call the cops on me, motherfucker.
You got to get excited about doing the same bullshit every night about playing Usher, and fucking goddamn fucking Flow. I was like, when I was doing it, was like Flow Rider and shit like that. You know what I mean? You got to deal with idiots' requests. Why aren't you playing this? I'm like, because if I play that, a bunch of you douchebag dudes are going to go out on the floor and rub your boners on girls, and they're all going to leave. What I need is music for women to go out on the floor, for you guys to buy them drinks and sit on the sideline where you belong. So I need to keep a certain pace of music that's going to keep the hot girls here and keep you just enough uncomfortable to stay away from them, because you can't dance to this. I'm like, I'm trying to keep all the money from you. All the money needs to come from you, because guys will stay in the bar until that last call every single time in that hope of getting laid. Every single fucking time.
And see, like right there, it's like, everybody thinks shit's so easy until they actually fucking do it. You know what I mean? And that's why it's like, if you want to start a podcast, great. Good luck. I'll see you in 3 months. come talk to me. See if you're still there.
Yeah, it's not, and I hate it, and yeah, like I kind of approach this with the relaxed idea, and I'm like, I'm that motherfucker I was talking shit about, like the person that was like, oh, I can't wait, this is gonna be so much easier to do a podcast, I don't have to, stick to a script or anything. It's like, well, yeah, but if you're trying to make a successful one, your formatting needs to be on, and it's like, if you want to just shoot the shit with your friends, that's great, but that's what your podcast, you might as well not be putting it up. I mean, I see so many live streams that I try to make mine not that. I see so many live streams and I look at them and I'm like, this shouldn't be public. This is just a private conversation between these friends that happen all like the same show. They're not, they all like it and that's fine. And that's great. And what they're doing is so great for them because they're enjoying it. I'm not downing on them. They're enjoying the fandom. That's what we do. But you have to have that mind. That's when I hear people, I hate hearing, oh, I love doing everything I do. It's like you have to sacrifice a little bit because you have to do it for the people as well. You have to do things that are going to be enjoyable for the people. Else, why are you broadcasting it?
Yeah, exactly. And like the way I know exactly what you mean. Like you want people to be, listening and they're like it's like I always tell like people who start to do it, it's like two things. You got to have a schedule. You can't break it, so people can count on okay, there are once a week show. Okay, every about Wednesday, Thursday, or whatever. I can count on them being there. But if you're not there one week, they're gone. It's that simple. It's that easy. And if you and people will give you maybe not, people will jump on to listen and then give you the benefit of the doubt and say, okay, maybe he'll be back. No, that's not how it works. People will gradually work themselves in and like, oh, okay, all right, I see. Okay, this is different than the rest, and okay, cool. But still, if you're not consistent all the time, then you will lose so many listeners. It's insane. It really is.
Yeah. And that's across the board, and that's an issue I have because it's not because it's because I just overexert myself on projects, right. And then I'm burnt the fuck out, and it all comes back to that illusion.
But the listener does not care.
No, they don't, because they want what was provided to them, and like I said, like I do have a good voice and all that, but sometimes just the presence of a mic stand that is the same mic stand they see people on the radio use is, it's something in their minds like, okay, now this, I mean, it's just legitimate, I mean, like, it is what it is, you know what I mean? Like, you have to back it up with substance, but I mean, like, just little things like that. Like I've said, I've noticed when I fucked up the audio on the video that people compliment it, and that's very nice, but it's like, it's just that placebo effect. I mean, lucky enough, I think I have a good radio voice. You ladies ready for your last call? That is not how I talked. At first, I used to sound like a carny when I first started. I used to I didn't care. I was just like, I just am here to meet women, and I was working with a company until I started my own, and I would always, I'd sound like a carny. I'm like, that's right, last call for alcohol. That's DJ Justin Thomas. If you guys want to hear something, you just come up and let me know. We play requests all night long. We got Jaeger bombs for $2, redheaded sluts for $3, and we got Sandy Sandbox walking around the floor with those poppers. All right, and then I was like, oh shit, I should probably talk like a human being.
Those poppers, why is anal going on in the background?
They're like they're 80% juice and then 20% cheap vodka. They're the shots that shot girls walk around with. And then she walks up to you and rubs up against you. And she's like, "Hey, how are you doing? Are you gonna buy a shot from me?" And they're like, "Yeah," because I'm like, "Well, I could go to the bar and get real alcohol for the same price." She's like, "Well, these are more expensive and they're juice, and I'm a whore." It's like, all right, sold.
Well, I can go over there and not have glitter all over myself and have to explain that when I go home.
Oh, glitter, how I don't miss you. Yeah.
Oh, good God. Yeah, I went to a Phillies game with a buddy of mine, came home with glitter all over myself. Missy was like, "Where the fuck have you been?" I went, "Strip club." Yep. We went to the Phillies game. They announced the starting lineup for the Phillies, and we went, "Who? Fuck this." We went to the strip club because you got the ticket and you get in for free.
I've always, even before I worked at them, I hated strip clubs because it felt patronizing to me. Like, I don't need to I get why some people enjoy them, but it's like I was always like, it's I don't get like I feel like here's some money, will you touch me? It's just like, especially when you're in your 20s. I'm not saying I'm Brad Pitt, but I could always find a bed, to have some fun in.
Yeah.
Sometimes those beds had prettier people in them than some nights. But, I went to a strip club for my buddy's birthday, and it was after I DJ for a while, and the fucking stripper tried to pull some shit. Like, it went for 2 songs, and I forget exactly. It might have been, I forget the name of whatever song it was. I mean, because I know BPMs of songs still. I know the times of these fucking songs because I play them. So she tried to claim we went through 2 songs, and I broke down exactly what songs were playing, how many beats per minute they are, and how long it was, and how long we'd actually been there.
You probably lost her with the math and all, right?
Well, I let her know that she's a fucking, cheating, like stealing, thieving, conniving lowlife, and I'm not falling for it like these other people do. Your friend bought a dance but didn't pay. I'm like, well, how'd you let that happen? What, don't you have a bouncer? And if he did that, fuck him. I'm like, bitch, I work on strip clubs. I'm like, I know you. I'm like, I
just
sat
because you change your name at every strip club you go to doesn't mean you're not the same bitch.
Yeah. Every shot girl's just one day away from being a stripper, my friend. Oh yeah, I'm just serving drinks there. I'm like, yeah, until you see the money those girls bring home.
I'm just a server trying to make it through college,
Hey,
struggling.
there are a few. Let me say that there are actually. I had a great roommate. Not that my girlfriend hated as well. It was beautiful, this blonde girl.
Oh, and wow, you pulled that off?
Yeah, it was because my roommate. I fell out with my roommate when I had this apartment downtown, and so I really just, it was that or go home. You know what I mean?
Fair
and
enough,
I was like,
yeah.
nah. So it was like, and it was early in the relationship as well, so it wasn't like we weren't talking, well, let's move in together. So, yeah, you know what I mean? So it was like, it was the best. I call it, you call it a crash pad. People, that's a term that people use that were in prison. Usually they'll start correspondence with sometimes larger people, and that write the prisoners, and they call that a crash pad. So when they get out, they have somewhere to fall on. So they're not homeless. But my crash pad was very attractive, and I really enjoyed it. But that girl, she did that type of work, and she is now a pharmacist, and she was never all the cliches, and she went to school, and so they do exist. They do exist. It's not enough.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I mean,
not enough of them exist to make it worth doing it.
I mean, there's the stereotype, and then there's the enigmas, right?
There's always the exception. Yeah,
exactly.
It's just the way it is. But hey, if you want to get up on that pole, that takes some courage, especially with the fucking bacteria.
Yeah, I always feel very dirty going on. Like my bachelor party was just terrible. Everybody else said they had a great time. I didn't at all. I didn't enjoy having cold ice water poured down my pants and then have the entire bachelor party see, me become a woman. It wasn't fun at all.
No. I think it'd be fun to watch, but yeah, I DJ'd.
Yeah. Everybody else had a great time. I was like, God damn it! I should have brought a pair of underwear.
The amount of structure that's within the hooking business, so you got to give it to them. They would come in, and if it was at a lot of bachelor parties take place at VFW halls and like little like rented places. I don't know if they have those. I'm sure they do. Like they're like Knights of Columbus clubs and shit. Yep. So they'll come in and they'll be like, "Is there a bathroom here? Okay, we're gonna set up shop in there." And those girls are the girls that are given the, Also for you ladies that are gonna be offended, there's also probably guys that do this. I just wasn't doing those parties, so I'm sure there's a bunch of dudes that also post up in the bathroom and they post up. You know what I mean? So there's this guy that's a piece of shit. He's like, Jessica's gonna go in there, Nina's gonna go over there. You know what I mean? And then these girls, the new ones, will go on the floor and do like the not sex stuff for today. Right. They'll fuck next week. I'm like, oh my God. I was.
It's a whole new world.
Not the most honest person in my 20s, but I was still repulsed by that. I was like, Jesus Christ, man, you don't even hide it.
I think you're doing better now, I think.
Yeah.
Interesting stories, though, man.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't. I hate talking about this stuff. I don't hate talking about it. It's funny to relive, but.
Yeah, definitely. But at the moment.
Literally relive. Yeah, it teaches you a lot, though. It teaches. I'll tell you what, if you can do business with bar owners and strippers, you can do business with anybody. Because
true. Very true. Very true.
Everybody's like, oh man, my boss is really riding me. I'm like, did he do a bunch of coke, put a gun to your head and strangle you? Did he do that? Did he do that? Okay. Did you have to fucking chase down hookers in a parking lot today to get $200 in skip money? No. Then you could probably fucking negotiate it.
Man, like, the biggest problem I keep having is my fucking, I just really need him to put a check in my account that actually exists. You know, the bank account from the check. That'd be good.
Yeah. I'd like PayPal to give me a little bit more money. But it is.
Motherfucker. God damn.
Whether YouTube
will you release my goddamn money already? Fuck.
Well, I do Teespring, which I recommend for anybody to do. Everybody's like, well, you gotta be big to sell a lot of merch. It's like, well, I create like the fun designs and I just put them up. I post them on Twitter. You see, like intermittently, like I just put some up. You know, like I'm not sitting there shoving them down people's throats, but I'll push them for like a day, and just randomly a few people buy them, and you get like a $12 a profit shirt. It's a sick profit. You don't have to like go and like buy a mass amount of fucking like product. Exactly. You know what I mean? Yeah. You don't do anything. You can sell one and you get the goddamn fucking money. You sell one shirt and you get the cut. Like there's no like even like limit. I've sold like probably just like under like 30 some shirts in the last few months, like just randomly. It's not like I get a bunch of money from it, but it helps, and I put it in my channel. Every once in a while I look at my Teespring account and hey, somebody bought 3 shirts and a coffee mug. It's good. Cool. You know what I mean? I don't understand why people don't do it. I actually don't do it because I want more competition. But I mean, it's not like you need to like push it. Like everybody say, oh, you need to be big to have merch. It's like, yeah, if you wanted to go to like the denim factory and like cop a deal to buy like enough material and guarantee this many shirts and then negotiate the goddamn fucking, distribution and shipping.
And then you got,
like, no.
Yeah, it's like I can't even ship the shit out that I actually need to, let alone, right? It's
just that's why I request my payout from, but it takes forever to get that, but it's not a big deal. But I always request it right away because I'm like, if these fuckers try to like not give it to me because they didn't sell enough, I'm like, no, give it. They're like, can you want to pay out? I'm like, yep.
Yes, please. Money, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I've had a few listeners just like, why don't you make shirts? I'm like, because then it becomes a job. What's a job? It's you get money from it. Oh, yeah. This isn't a job. Oh, gotcha.
Money's ruined a lot of things, but it doesn't ruin this.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, and that's why I said, like, the whole patron thing. Like, I'm doing what I'm already doing. You want to throw it at? I'm more than happy to say thank you and spread it around. But I don't take it to really do anything else with it because not much really to do with. But excuse me. But like I said, it's like we look at it like it's almost like taking just what we like and what we're passionate about, and we can't believe the experience. Like it's almost like the experiences that we have is worth doing it, and that's really like the driving force behind what we're doing. And I know what we're doing is different than what you're doing, and it's kind of cool to talk about like the other end of like what you're trying to accomplish and what we're doing. You know what I mean? And it's kind of cool to the parallel. And then this show that we're on right now, Way Off Topic Radio, by the way, drop the A off at radio because Twitter can suck my balls with their fucking count number.
I don't support anything you say in Twitter. Don't fuck with me. I love you.
No, I love Twitter. It's just Twitter is great for creators. It really is. It is the best social media platform for creators, hands down. Because
I don't know what people that don't make content do on Twitter. I don't get it. Like, sometimes I think I'm like, I don't know. No, I get it, but yeah.
No, it's just it's like if people are into something that you're doing, they'll find you on Twitter.
No, it's great for content creators. I just think how much would I use it if I didn't? I'd probably still use it a little bit. But I wouldn't be on there like I am.
You probably go on there for things that you're personally, into, and that you want to find.
Well, I do.
Somebody.
I do. Exactly. Like I tweeted about Conor McGregor the other day, like what I mean. But there very few things are not content related on there, only because like half the shit I said today is stuff that like isn't advantageous for my channel. It's not good to take a stance on anything, unfortunately. Which that's what I'm saying, like when we talked earlier about that other podcast, that's something that I'm looking to change. But unfortunately, it's still not advisable to do half the things I said on this podcast. But whatever, girls gotta get loose. You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, I mean, it's more like I think it's 5 Patreons, but I mean, like, does the money help? Yes, because it pays for my After Effects suite. It doesn't pay for my Premiere because that's another 50, and I hope to get there. But just paying for that After Effects makes it easier for me to pay for my Premiere Pro. And it's more of just like
and that's what blows my freaking mind with YouTube creators, because your software is so goddamn expensive.
Well, not everybody's. It seems like some people are just using Windows like Movie Creator. I think that's still a thing, or like whatever a fourth grader would use.
And they'll
like,
get as far as a fourth grader will get, to be honest.
No, fourth graders that are getting millions of views from Puerto Rico.
Well, the most downloaded YouTube video is what, a dog farting?
Oh, but that's a really good video. You said dog farting.
I love it. I watch it all the time.
What is the top? Like, if you look like at the top, some of these, Robert's actually in this. Alt Shift X, I agree with. This is a list. What is this? This is that like scam site. So that soft Onic.
Okay, Alt Shift X deserves it because
he deserves it. Red Team Review. I think he's entertaining, but he's not very consistent anymore. Emergency Awesome. Say what you want to say about him, but when I just need to know like what's happening, he's great, and he's very professional. Secrets to the Citadel, definitely. Not going to name the next one, and then I'm going to go name the good Smoke Screen, obviously. Game of Theories, I bet. I haven't seen that one in a long time. Civilization X, yeah, he's cool. GOT Academy, I was really behind them until they made their Patreon little plea, and they were bringing in like $2,000 to $3,000 a month, and they said they needed to make $4,000 to keep the channel going. I'm like, what the fuck, man?
You're $1,000 off with 3. Blow me.
Like, you're getting, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, and I get what they're saying.
I have one
business
thing.
Planning. They said they went to New York, like, because they did, but they planned on their ad revenue. You know, they financed their trip, like, in their expenses, like, off of the first year's ad revenue, and they had grown in subscribers. So they figured if they financed within that, then they would be okay. But again, YouTube being business for fucking dummies, because you have no control over it, you get what they give you. You're like, give me money, please, and they're like, here's what you deserve, fuckbag. So ad apocalypse happened, and they didn't make enough money, supposedly. And I really respect those guys. You know, they make intelligent stuff, and I really loved it. But that just turned me off, you know. And that's like the only time I'll name somebody. But I mentioned it before. It's like when I did my Patreon announcement, I'm like, I'll never say I won't make my videos because I need more money from you people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I announced I had a Patreon once. That's it. I've never brought it up again. It's not even on our website.
Well, it's just, I mean, podcasting is a different animal. Like I said, it's not business. You have to more actively approach. I know all the iTunes approaches about how to get in the, you know, like the best tactics. It's very, very precise, what you need to do in hopes to start bringing in money and to even monitor. It costs you money to monitor your analytics in a way that will be viable for a brand to look at and say, okay, we'll give you this for a shout out. We'll give you this for a product placement. We'll give you this, you know, for entering your code. You know what I mean?
I've heard it all. I know. I've heard it all. I've been approached by it all, and I've said, go scratch.
Yeah, this is that soft Onic. They did it. Yeah, this is pretty. Except for 2 people on this list, I don't agree. But I like how they got Phil on there because, like, Phil, like I said, like that guy is the best at doing live streams. Like that's like where my radio background like comes, that respect right there. Like you just tell that he's a pro. You know, he can hold it himself,
right,
and he keeps it going. He keeps the energy going. You know, most people are good people, except for the people that aren't.
That's a great. That is a great quote right there. You know,
yeah,
good people are good people. Except
I don't
for
know how long I've rambled for, but yeah. I mean, I guess yeah. That's my final thoughts. People are great unless they're not.
That is a great quote to go out on. I mean, this has been 3 hours. We haven't even we haven't even chipped off the top of the iceberg, really, what we really want to talk about, man. Honestly, like, this was basically just like introduction of like me and you and on this, and you know, I'm really looking forward to the next show, man, because like next show is just going to be like all over the goddamn fucking map, to be honest with you. But like,
we'll keep it more focused. I'll compliment people again, and then I'll vaguely bitch about people, and then I'll compliment people again and say how it's bad to bitch about people, and then I'll vaguely bitch about those people again, and then I'll have my period and come back.
All in about a 2.5 hours.
If you need something to do, see Jessica in the bathroom.
There you go.
$50 at the door, motherfucker.
You can get her down to about 35 if you're really good looking. So anyway,
yeah, having certain substances work better than actual paper money.
Yeah, but that shit's worth more than what you're about to pay. Or just give
I'm not gonna. Yeah,
that's what I say. Yeah.
If they're taking coke to do their dances, then I don't get my payout. So then I'm coming after you, and I'm a tough guy. No, yeah, I have to fight the bouncers for the money because they're trying to steal it from me. So that's a fucked up system. But yeah, don't be a club DJ, man. Working at a titty bar, that's every fucking 8-year-old stream. Fucking welcome to the real world, especially because they all come in and they have to get their makeup done by some old Russian woman at the one I worked at. So you see them without their makeup. First day I walk in there because you have a list. I'm like, so who wants to go on stage first on a Tuesday? Because they don't want to go on stage. They want to talk to their Russian friends or whoever. It could be anybody. Any type of culture, but usually not from America, that come in on Tuesdays and they give them a lot of money to sit in the booth with them. You know, they don't want to go on stage. They laughed at me. I was like, so who wants to go up first? Because I thought it was being nice. I had to make the list. And they're like, are you joking? And I looked at them like, y'all look like shit without makeup. I make the list myself.
Oh God, whenever I am with, it's just like, will you go the fuck away? Oh my God. They
probably got Merce on those makeup brushes. Fucking filthy.
Oh, God.
Oh, hey, you got to make it in America, son. That's that 8-mile drive.
Well, and speaking of making it in America and pretty much worldwide there, Justin, where can they find you, brother?
I do a show called the Justin Thomas Show because my name is Justin Thomas. I'm a real creative mind. You can find me on YouTube. And I do a lot of Westworld. I also do Game of Thrones, but I'd like to think of myself as somebody that just likes to talk about good stories, great stories. Which what I mean by that is great series, great films. I like to pride myself as somebody that understands narrative and somebody that understands what makes something so big like Game of Thrones, what creates the fandoms, what is something that is going to be a huge hit that's going to hit on so many different levels. Like, I don't recommend shows that are going to suck. Like, that's what people that know me, like in my personal life, like if I tell them to watch something, I get mad. It's like, you need to go watch it because I've done my research. So yeah, I like to just talk about storytelling in general. So I don't like to put any show or I don't like to put baby in the corner, like to say, even though people do it. But yeah, I like to just talk about good television, good fandoms, talk about community, and talk about why we enjoy the things we enjoy, and everything that makes us smile on a Sunday night before we have to go into work at 5 o'clock the next Monday morning. Everything that makes you stay up way past when you're supposed to be in bed already, but it's worth it. And every once in a while, I will talk about a Game of Thrones theory. And something like that, but no, I like to keep it loose. And
you definitely have some good high profile guests that respect the hell out of you, and that means a lot.
Yeah, it's nice to have the bigger names on because I mean, hopefully that does speak to I wouldn't go on somebody's show that I didn't appreciate or respect. So
thank you, I appreciate that.
Yeah. So, oh shit. No, I had a lot of fun. You let me cut loose and do everything I say I'm not supposed to do. So, I will be copyright striking you and slander and all that tomorrow. Can I put libel against myself? Can I slander? I'm gonna file against myself.
Everything you just said is copywritten, so nobody can take it from you. Because
no, but I'm gonna try to go after myself for fucking character. Fucking.
As soon as I hit end, it's copywritten, and I own it. I own everything you just said, brother.
Goodbye, any respect I've ever had.
I know. Goodbye, self-respect.
Yeah, I lost it years ago. Who needs it? All right, brother. Well, it's been a pleasure, and congratulations on your success with the IndyCar racing. And maybe I will, as we do a few more shows, maybe I'll learn a little bit about it, eh?
Well, that's with our show, dude, we actually do, we have the drivers teach, talk more into detail, so the newcomers, they actually learn what they're looking at, because I kind of feel as though you really get to enjoy more of what you're looking at if you know about it. So there you go.
It's never too late to learn, unless it is. That's what I mean.
That's right. So that's.
Can I play us out with Sister Golden Hair? Can I play us out?
Well, just 1 second. And then as usual, it's at ICP Podcast on Twitter, right? Just go to our website, theindysportscarpodcast.com. Also, liwstudios.com. That's where you can catch me and Phoenix West doing our 2 shows. The LIW, the Twilight Zone Review. Had some great shows up. Well, okay, let me rephrase this. We had some shit shows up, but that's not our fault. It's fucking Rod Serling's fault for writing those shit scripts that he did. But there was a great show that we just did. Got a lot of great praise. Death Head Revisited. I'd say one of the best pieces of written drama that Serling has ever wrote in his life. And I think Phoenix and I knocked it out of the park. And a lot of you guys have said the same thing. We really appreciate that. So definitely check that out. And the podcast, where pretty much, I don't know how else to explain it. Pretty much, we get a genre. We pick 3 podcasts out of iTunes. And, they got to be 10 podcasts in. They got to be current. And then we listen to a podcast, we review it. It's on every Thursday, and more times than not, we destroy the fuck out of it because they normally suck. But hey, every once in a while, we are surprised, and that's
Way Off Topic Radio. The only time when being way off couldn't be more right. Can that be? Is that a good call sign? It's getting late. I don't think that's a good call sign.
No, I always just say Way Off Topic Radio. I mean, it doesn't get more fucking literal than that, man.
We didn't think about it. We didn't think about our actions. Last words.
Way off topic. That's just how my brain works. Trust me, because I need a handler wherever I go. So, on that, we normally go out with a song. So play us out there, Justin.
I'm a real lame dude, so.
Come on, DJ. Hey, Mr. DJ. I don't know the rest of the song.
I don't either. I just know that people like to dance on dance floors, and I like to do that for them. Sometimes the floor has a pole. I don't know.
I don't judge.
I like this. Yeah, I don't. I do want my money though.
I love this song.
It's good. It's good. It's on Sunday. Or it's Monday because I got some dance. I know. I gotta find. I'm not a DJ right now. I gotta find my.
He doesn't know where the volume button is, folks.
No, it's I have it through my speaker system. Hold on. Man, this is good. I'm not gonna get any DJ gigs. Okay, there it is. I just got this system.
There you go. I guess good stuff right there. Up.
Keith Urban actually did this acoustic version at a NASCAR at Daytona to the press. I don't like NASCAR, but I saw the video on YouTube. So check that out. I also like Keith Urban, so my channel is pretty much Keith Urban oriented. For all you urbanites out there.
Hey, don't miss Mike Shinoda. June 15th.
I say the show is good. It was only 30% me talking about strippers and one AIDS joke. That's a win.
Dude, I had a lot of fun doing it. This was a good show.
I promise I'm safe, said the last guy AIDS I ever. It's okay, I'm a lawyer.
Yeah. Love lawyers. They get you a lot of trouble.
I love that I never needed one.
It's all about how much money you pay them. Just remember that.
No, I know.
Okay.
I'm gonna fade it out. Fade it out. That's right. Let's go for alcohol. You ain't gotta. Or you can't stay. What do we? I didn't ever say that. Some DJs would say that you can't stay here. You ain't gotta go home, but you can't stay here. I'd be like, shut the fuck up.
I was gonna say that, but then I was like, nah, he's not that douchey. I don't think.
I maybe at one point said it when I was real drunk. I was right like, that's right. Everybody gotta go home, but you can't stay here, fuckers.
And on that, see you, folks.